make a lot of noise? What are you saying?
No.
Oh, you mean you have a door and you can close it and jerk off?
Yeah, I don't think there's a lock on the door.
You don't think there's a lock on the door?
Pretty sure it's not.
So get a do not sign.
Well, once you close the door, was your roommate barrel in?
Sometimes,
Yeah,
depending upon what time of day.
Well, tell him he can't be doing that, man. You need some jerk-off
Right,
time.
all you need is a little sign that says, don't bother me now.
Everybody needs jerk-off time, man.
How old's your roommate?
Same age.
So then say to him, hey, I'm going to go jerk off. Don't come in.
All right.
Hey, let me ask you something. I just thought of this. When you threw out sent you, aren't you afraid the garbage man will find your trash can and think...
No.
What if he sees it in there? And then he goes, oh...
Eric.
It's in the... There's still houses being worked on in this new area, and it's in one of their dumpsters.
It's like an episode of Three's Company.
You're saying no one can trace it back to your house. It means, though, that someone... The garbage man is looking going, someone in this area... You should have written a note on it. Look, I'm not... This was sent to me.
Just throwing out.
Because what if the guy traces it with fingerprints, and he sees Eric's fingerprints?
That's not my palm print.
You won't have my fingerprints. I was the one that opened it. My roommate opened the box.
And he wore gloves. I better wear gloves so when I handle the... They won't see fingerprints.
Well, what they'll say, Eric, is, boy, that guy's pretty... It's sad. That guy has to open up Eric's...
How do you know the garbage man doesn't know it's your garbage? You're saying there's one giant dumpster for the community?
There's still houses under construction.
Mm-hmm.
So my roommate put it in one of their dumpsters.
Oh, so he said, I'm not putting this one in our dumpster. I'm going to get this to another dumpster.
Right.
Wow, look what went on with this.
They're trying to get it as far away as possible.
So you mean he could have put it in your dumpster, but he chose not to because he didn't want to be accused of...
Right.
Wow. Listen to the thought that went into this. I was only kidding. Did he throw out at night so no one could see him throwing it out?
Pretty sure he did.
Yeah.
Did he wear a disguise?
He wore a stocking mask.
And a hoodie?
You realize what we did by sending... Like he had to dispose of it?
Uproar.
Wear camouflage pants and use night vision goggles.
It's like
gets all over the place, like...
he was like trying to get rid of a... You know? Like, where do we dispose of this...
If someone said, right, I would drive like 8 miles away and...
You put it in the trunk of your car and bury it.
Look for a place to...
Then what happens if you get stopped and your car gets searched?
Yeah.
And it's full of gay porn?
And you're in living hell. You're in a living hell.
Buddy.
He rolled the carpet and dragged it out.
Took it out on a boat and put chains on it.
There you go. Drunk it.
Take it out 3 miles. International waters.
He did a big...
Bring me some cement.
So, your roommate opened it. You saw the... He said, I'm going to dispose of this.
Right.
And he went out at night. I assume you got the package in the morning, so he had to wait all day to dispose.
Actually, he didn't go to the post office box until the afternoon.
Okay. So how long was before you disposed of it?
Maybe an hour at the most.
Now, wait a minute. When he opened up the package, did you tell him there was going to be at least one?
Yep.
So he was ready.
That's why Eric didn't open it.
I'll tell you what, Eric, that's 59 minutes and 59 seconds longer than it would have been in my house.
So for the hour that was there, what did you guys do with it? Like, where was it?
Just sat in the box that it came in.
Did you sit there staring at it?
No.
So it sat in the box, and then he said, don't worry, come nightfall, I'll dispose of this.
Right.
There was an actual discussion about throwing it out at night.
Yeah.
You're not kidding?
Oh, he threw it out when he went and walked my brother's dog.
Okay.
We're dog sitting.
So he specifically took the gift card. Did he put it in something, or he just took it out with him and the dog?
He had it just in the FedEx box.
Okay. And does the FedEx box have your name and stuff on it?
No, I'm sure he took that stuff off of it.
You're sure? So you're saying the garbage man might have found the FedEx box with your name.
And it has your name on it.
And the...
You're done.
Also has your guy's name on it, too.
Well, we don't care about that.
We don't do it. We're not embarrassed.
It could have been sent to us. We're a radio show.
So you mean you went to all that trouble to get rid of the right away, but you put it in the mailing box? Are you insane? You got to be kidding me. So you're completely attached to the... Your name is on it.
It's all over you.
What were you thinking?
I'm sure the label was off the box.
Yeah, you're not sure. You don't know that.
I don't know. Why would he rip the label off?
Yeah, your roommate doesn't care.
Actually, we never asked where Richard came up with that so quickly. Where'd he get the...
Well, we have tons of it here. They send it to us.
See, that's
and Richard watches it because we take clips.
That's our explanation, and it's it's the truth.
Did you at least see the box?
Yeah, a little bit of it.
What'd you see? What was on the...
Just the name.
Yeah, and what else? It's a guy with a big wasn't it?
I didn't really look.
He said the CD had a big... Or the DVD actually has the...
And the back pictures were guys putting their in each other's... You saw that. You know you saw it.
You turned it over and looked at it.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he saw it. He's so homophobic, he won't even admit he saw the... He's a little bit curious. You looked.
Nope.
Yeah. You must have been a little bit interested. You read the names.
I only saw the name of the movie, not the names of the actors.
Sure. Yeah. All right.
Can't believe that out there in a box with your name on it.
It's like whatever Eric's last name is, and I don't even know Eric's last name. What is your last name?
Why should I say it now?
All right, don't say it.
Yeah, because everybody's going to know you had...
All I know is the garbage man now knows your link. I didn't know. I knew the guy had problems. I didn't know he was gay.
Oh, Eric's done with this one.
You always wanted your name to be changed. Now it is Eric the Gay Midget.
No, seriously, Eric, the next time, wipe your name. Like, make sure of that. Don't leave that to your roommate. Forever you could be linked.
The whole neighborhood will be abuzz.
A buzz.
Your moves on the field.
So, I don't understand something. What was the name of it again?
The Jag 2.
All right. Why did you choose Gigantic Titties 2?
Because Brandon Taylor was
Okay, that's your favorite.
That's one of his favorites.
All right. And so how much of the movie did you get to watch?
I watched the whole thing.
I can't believe that.
So you mean you sit there torturing yourself, watch, but you won't shut the door to...
No.
Wow.
How do you watch a whole...
Yeah, I mean, was it interesting? Was it that interesting?
I don't know anyone who watches a whole...
And never jerks off.
Did you get a boner?
I was actually watching the other parts on Fast Forward.
Did you get a boner when you were watching this thing?
Yeah.
What other parts did you watch on Fast Forward?
The other actresses. I was watching her mainly.
I see. So every time there was a Britney scene, you stopped.
So how many hours did you wait between viewing the film and then...
Oh, my roommate just told me the name tag was ripped up in another garbage can.
Yeah, right. So you're telling me he took the name tag off the FedEx box, ripped it up, put that in a separate... So he didn't even want the ripped up garbage. I don't believe this.
I'm not buying.
I have no reason to be lying to you right now.
Hey, you don't want to see him gay.
No, I'm just saying your roommate's probably doing a big cover-up. You mean to tell me he put that in separate garbage pails? The name tag The ripped up name tag, and then...
Never happened.
Oh, Fred, what? No.
It never happened. Jesus. You're a midget. You're in your bed. You're going to trust some guy? He probably just threw it out in the front trash, and they're going to find it. He's lying to you.
Sit back there and shut up like you usually do.
It'd be funny if like, the roommate
You don't want to face the truth, do you, Eric?
Put a big sign on the door.
No, and he just left it propped up by the door.
Oh, no, they're going to paint my door now pink.
But, Eric, you got a boner. What do you do with the boner? What, you just stand, you don't jerk off? I mean, you just sit there with a hard-on watching the rest of a...
What's great is a gay garbage man rang the doorbell and went, do you have a boner right now?
I mean, you know,
Hi, you have any extra trash inside?
I've never...
I love Daddy's discipline, too.
I didn't realize you collected gay... That'd be great.
Not everybody likes.
No one knows I'm gay, but I can see I can trust you. Get out of my room.
You work out?
That'd be cool if the garbage man was gay. Yeah. He's like, hey, I saw that movie, too. It's my fave.
What scene's your favorite?
So when you watch the movie Big Titties 2, what was your favorite scene? Like, what did you like best?
I mainly liked watching Brandy.
Doing what, though? Blowing a guy or getting laid?
They must be doing things with the breast.
So what do you like best? What do you like to...
Just like what Robin said.
Yeah, they're effing the breasts, I think.
Oh, titty. That's what you like?
Yeah, but I focus just on that. I don't focus anywhere else.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, he doesn't even see the man's...
Oh, I see.
That's how straight...
I don't see his balls swinging back and forth.
He's so straight.
That he doesn't see the guy.
No.
I don't see his taint.
See, now you're protesting too much.
I didn't even see the guy.
I didn't see his... He shot his load.
Who concentrates that much?
Oh, that's funny.
You're like people who don't see skin color. You know? Like you don't even see the guy's ball sack. You don't even notice. Hey, Eric, so you watch it all the way through. Now you've had a boner for, what, I don't know, an hour? So when did you wait till nightfall?
Yeah, I just let it naturally go away.
What?
I just let it go away.
Yeah, but when do you remember to take care of yourself?
But aren't you irritable? Like, I get irritable after I've had blue balls for so long.
Well, he's irritable all the time.
Were you irritable all day? Like, God, I can't wait to get to my bed so I can...
No, I waited till I could.
Nah. See, he likes to rub into the bed, so it's kind of hard. But
you don't like it just sitting up in your chair.
It would be very difficult for him to actual... Because he has to lay in the bed and rub into the sheets. So you got dressed that night in your PJ pants, and you got into bed. The lights are out, I assume.
Like half.
And then you started to think about Big...
Yeah.
And then you rubbed into the bed?
Yeah.
And you came all over your PJ pants?
And then went to sleep.
And went to sleep in that mess.
And then urinated on myself.
That's a fun morning.
Well, so were you able to remember most of the movie?
Yeah.
Good. Because I feel sad for you that you can't watch the at the same time.
Well, he could. He just won't.
See, he loves laying in that bed and rubbing into it.
Yeah.
So I think in a way...
It's almost like being with a woman?
Well, no, I'm saying in a way it's like it would be hard for him to even watch the... He could set the computer up somehow in the bed while he's rubbing.
They have DVD machines that'll go elsewhere.
No, but he'd have to have it to the left of him, like... You know what I mean? It's a whole... it's a whole thing.
That's a production.
Yeah. How long did it take you to blow your load after seeing a movie like that?
Not long.
Yeah, I bet. After a full day of walking around like that. You know.
How do you concentrate on anything?
Well, what's he going to do, Artie? What's he got to distract himself from?
I'm saying, when you want to come...
You know what we should do for him? We should build a TV screen into his headboard. Do you have a headboard on your bed?
No.
Like, so he and look at the TV. At the
yeah,
same
well,
time.
even if it's the wall, whatever's in front of you.
And when people came into the room, they'd be like, well, why is there your TV behind your bed? You go, well, when I...
See, I my bed.
Can it be behind the bed? Can it be at the bottom?
That's true. He could face the other direction, I
but
suppose.
that'd be too far away. He couldn't reach the control.
All right.
Hey, we'll hook him up with a remote.
You say, why is that there? Well, you see, I my bed on a regular basis.
Have you ever been able to, like, watching a...
Yeah,
How's that happen?
I manage it. Can do it.
So you can do it.
He's got problems, this kid.
He just doesn't want to.
You know where we got to send you? The W Hotel in L.A. They got the nicest beds.
That's what's gross about going to a hotel. You got a guy like Eric
Oh,
spooging
my
into
God.
the...
Now you're making me think.
Hello, room service.
Oh, stop. Don't even talk about
Yeah, but what do you think goes on?
Oh,
There's got to
no.
be a bunch of midgets who go there and rub into the bed.
There's been 2020 episodes. Basically, hotel beds are just jizz sponges.
Oh, why do you say this now? I'll never be able to sleep again.
I sleep on the floor.
These sheets have a high thread count.
If it has a bedspread, just throw that out the window. As soon as you get into a hotel, just discard it.
Oh,
Hey, Eric, if I sent you a Brandy Taylor blow-up doll, would you bang it?
I don't know if they make one.
I think they have a mold of...
I think you can just get that. You don't even need a whole doll.
Do you want that?
I'll have to think about that.
Or maybe you need the breast, too, huh, Eric?
No, that's just... You see, you could jerk off into that mold of the... Done that.
She probably has a mold of her breast, too, if that breast is the big thing about her.
You want me to send you a blow-up doll? Better to jerk off into a blow-up doll than a bed. At least you could rub up against a...
Oh, my goodness.
blow-up doll. Would you like one?
I'll get back to you on that.
All right.
Oh.
You see those blow-up dolls?
No.
Could you
got
fill it
one.
with helium?
You got somewhere you put a wig on it.
Well, I love the ones that have the hair just painted on. That's the best.
Oh, you're such beautiful hair. My darling. I'll get him one with real hair.
So lifelike.
They're like big, they're sewn on.
I hardly noticed the seam.
What do you got there?
What do you got there? Oh, here's Richard, your dealer. What do you got?
I got a Dream Date pool float.
What is that?
It's like a thing that you float in a pool. I don't know. Does Eric...
Is it
and
that
the
chick?
girl is on it?
Yeah, it's not Brandy Taylor.
Take it out of the box.
I don't know. Does Eric have a pool at his apartment?
No, but he could lay that down on his bed.
Can you imagine?
I can't swim.
What? Oh, there she is. And what are you saying?
It's like a pool floaty thing that you
Yeah,
float
but you
on.
can't do anything to it.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Kidding.
It does?
Yeah.
Oh, you got it. You want it, Eric? In a wrapper. It's
Brand new.
No, it's fine.
It's like an air mattress with a... You could, like, lay on
and
it.
it's got a hot chick's picture on it.
It's your dream.
It's Monica Sweetheart is the woman that's on it. She's real hot.
No, that's okay.
Why don't we just send it to him?
Yeah,
He doesn't
I
want
think he'll
it.
change his
They
mind
can
when he sees
discard
it.
the same-
No, she's really hot, I'm telling you.
And slip in one with a dude on it.
What's this doing here?
Oops. I want to see him get rid of that box.
I am. It has a...
It does, right there.
Oh, that's too funny.
Let me see that thing. What does it say? It's got an arrow pointing. Okay.
Oh, that's a riot.
Dream Date pool float. Relaxing in the pool will never be the same with this thrilling beach pool float.
Can you imagine seeing somebody in their pool doing that?
She's on her back and she's all yours, just begging for you to penetrate her tender love hole. Her skin is smooth and dripping wet, and you will be too when you feel her warm, inflatable insides. The best part is no one will know what you're doing when they see you floating on your stomach.
I don't know.
Lower your trunks and give pool play a whole new meaning.
Wow.
She's hot.
They got a big arrow pointing. Sun Bunny is open and waiting for you. She is hot.
Mm-hmm.
You sent Eric, I'm sending this to you, okay?
We could even send Eric one of her movies from the woman that's on the pool float so they could get all excited.
Okay. You want this. You know you want it, right?
Not really.
Yeah, all you have to do, blow it up and put it on your bed.
I'm telling you, she's hot. It's better than a blow-up doll.
Better than a bare mattress.
It's sealed and in the package.
You can blow your load into this thing here.
No one will know what you're doing.
Uh-oh, how does he get it cleaned out?
What if I get her pregnant?
How's he going to blow this up?
Well, you get a pump.
He don't have a pump.
Get the roommate.
Yeah, the roommate will do it.
Well, who's going to clean it?
The garbage man will do it.
Blow it up and lay it on my bed.
Here, take this down to the gas station. Have it inflated.
The roommate doesn't want to clean that thing up.
Eric will handle that.
You're on smooth.
Even if he just it once and then throws it away.
Or he could use
imagine that Mission Impossible trying to throw this thing away without being attached to it. His DNA is going to be all over it.
He could use a Ziploc bag, kind of like a woman's condom in it.
Dream Day pool float. First of all, who's got the balls to buy this thing? Like, how do they sell these?
Well, this is what I'm saying. Who's in their backyard pool doing this?
I know, and look at the packaging. I mean, this is an expensive how much does this thing cost?
I would imagine that's probably like
$100 yeah.
I bet it's a big seller.
Yeah, what kind of pool do you have to be in where you could try that?
Kiddie pool.
With some high walls around it.
Yeah.
I'm going to send this to Eric.
Yeah, we'll put that right in the mail for Eric.
Yeah, I don't hear him protesting.
Yeah?
Right here. Yeah. Make sure this goes to Eric.
Oh, thank you.
Too late.
Once you see this thing, Eric, I bet you're going to be into it.
It's
literally. And your face would be right where her are, too.
Yeah.
What's your roommate's first name?
Jan.
Look, I just got pool date, dream date. But get rid of the box. The same dumpster with the...
I got dream date pool float.
Actually, put it where it can be seen. I've got to negate the gay image.
Just give him 3. It'll be like half will be take one after another. I sleep with 3 pool floats.
3 different girls.
I'm currently dating 3 rafts.
Wayne, you're on the air.
Hey, now.
What does it take to maintain a relationship? A pump.
Don't smoke cigarettes around her.
What's up, Wayne?
Hey, now, how funny would it be if Eric kept sending out that, and it kept coming back to him in the mail?
Like a Twilight Zone thing?
Yeah, like a bad just kept coming back in the mail.
Remember, did you ever see Twilight Zone where the guy, the doll, this doll starts talking, so the guy tries to throw it out?
Talking Tina, maybe?
Talking Tina?
Talking Tina, that's right.
What if it was like Eric just somehow keeps ending up back in his house?
Wait, what are you doing here? I burned you.
Yeah. He burned her, he put her head in a vice, he did everything, but Tina was always back.
You know what you got to do? You've got chick. What's that chick's name?
Monica Sweetheart.
But stick it in there.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Foiled again.
Like Bruce Sweetheart.
Close your ears for a second. I got to make a plan.
No.
That'd be pretty cool.
Or maybe we'll get one that, like when you blow it up, a big sticks out of it or something.
A transvestite raft.
You know what you got to do? When you send Eric, don't listen to this, Eric. 20 minutes in, editing.
There you go. We'll make our own.
Wait, I was about to come. There's a boner. Oh, Mayday.
That's not Brandy Taylor.
Yeah, repackage.
That's James Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor.
Justin, you're on the air.
I just want to say, Eric is starting to bore the living me in the morning.
Not me.
Hey, I got like a Walmart bag from where I went to Walmart. I'm going to put it over my head and suffocate myself with this guy. Jesus Christ.
One less loser in the world.
Let's go to Jeff. Jeff, you're on the air.
Yo, hey, now, listen, Howard, is there any way you can get, like, this guy's roommate on the phone? You can, like, have a talk with him and say, listen, dude, when the door's closed and, like, my PJ pants are on the door, don't come in?
Yeah, hey, Eric, where is your roommate? If you want me, I'll have that discussion with, what's his name again?
Jan.
Jan.
Can't barge in.
You're a grown man. Knock.
A grown midget.
What's with the Jan? His name is John. Jan.
You're a not grown man.
What's his name? Jan? Are you there, Eric? Eric hung up.
Did he?
Yeah, he's gone.
He didn't want us to talk to Jan?
Both callers were just dropped. It's weird. Eric, you there?
Nothing makes Eric hang up.
I was going to get Jan on the phone.
Nothing makes him turn down airtime. We hit a nerve.
I think his name is Jan because every time Eric talks, he starts yawning.
Hey, wake up.
Wake up.
Let me tell you about round 3 of American Idol Season 4.
I haven't seen The Sopranos yet, but everyone's telling me High Pitch Eric was on The Sopranos last night.
He was?
His head, like, all you see is that big head.
When?
When they're gambling on horses.
Oh, I got to take another look at that.
And supposedly Eddie the Produce guy's in it. I didn't see him, but he said he was in it, too.
He somehow shows up everywhere.
Wait, I watched it. I missed it, too.
I knew to look for it because I knew
casino?
that.
Don't say anything.
All right.
At the casino, is Eddie the Produce guy, or is that a High Pitch Eric?
I saw High Pitch.
Okay, at the casino.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they told you. I guess you had to look.
You almost have to pause it to see him, but it's funny.
I thought maybe Tony with High Pitch. They have a similar physique.
Oh, yeah.
What happened to Eric? I was just getting his... Is Eric there?
Hello.
See if you can call him back. Because I was in the middle of a very intimate conversation with him.
How big are your balls?
Send him the doll and the... he'll like the doll.
Hey, just for that whole thing with High Pitch Eric on The Sopranos, like, JD just showed it to me, and I rewound it. There's no way to know, Howard.
Right.
I can't imagine anybody...
I totally missed it.
I didn't see it.
You have to freeze frame it, and then, like, you see, like, 9/10 of his head.
Wow.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Hey, it's a job. It's a very important job. Hey, can we play that High Pitch? No? Oh.
What's that?
He said we can.
Okay.
What has High Pitch been up to?
He's getting evicted from his apartment, I guess, or something.
Oh, you're kidding.
He's having some legal difficulty he didn't want to talk about.
Oh, he didn't? He's having a legal problem. And then maybe I can get him on the phone.
What could be his legal problem?
He was trying to get a free lawyer from Scott the engineer.
Oh, from Scott?
Yeah, Scott knows some lawyer that High Pitch ran into, and High Pitch wants...
Hi, Mr. Lawyer.
High Pitch wants essentially the lawyer to maybe take his case pro bono.
Oh.
I'll tell you, that High Pitch Eric, he is really strange. You remember the guy he ripped off, the restaurant guy that he ripped off?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess Pharrell is friends with that guy. So he was sitting in a Pharrell show last week, just hanging around, and Eric called in, and he goes, "Hey, Eric, guess who's here?" And Eric is like, the same again. "I promise I'm going to pay you back." Like he ripped that guy off for $600.
Get him on the phone later. I'll talk to him about the lawyer. Eric's back.
In fact, he reminded me. He wrote a bad check for $600 and then collected $600 from the woman who ordered the food. So he did it twice.
Geez.
Eric, what happened? How come you hung up?
Signal dropped.
Oh.
Signal dropped. What does that mean? Signal dropped.
Is he on a cell phone?
Yes, so.
Oh, your cell. Oh, you're on a cell. You don't have a regular phone?
No, we do, but I choose to call on the...
Could you call on your regular phone from now on? Because no wonder you sound so...
Right, we've dropped you a number of times.
And also, he sounds distant.
I thought it was because he couldn't get to the phone.
Maybe that's part of the Eric the Midget sound, though. Like, that cell phone sound.
Right.
No, I choose to call on my cell phone.
See if you can call on the regular phone next time. I'd just like to hear the difference, okay?
I'll try.
It'd be easier for people to hear you. You want me to talk to this cat, Jan, and tell him to give you some privacy?
No, he's asleep.
Wake him up. When he wakes up, call me back, okay? And I'll just tell him, because you're too embarrassed to tell him. You say, listen, Eric needs some private time in his room. If the door's shut, don't walk in. That's the new rule.
But this is the time that Eric should be, since Jan is asleep.
It's true. Why don't you get one of those porns we sing? Oh, are you afraid he'll wake up?
No, they're put away.
Well, you can't get access to them?
No, they're put away.
You mean Jan has to get the for you?
For now, yeah.
Oh, boy.
What do you mean? He puts them in a place you can't reach?
Well, because, this house is also half my parents' house.
Well, why don't you put the room? That way you'd have full access to it whenever you want it. We sent it to you, not Jan.
I know that. It's just in a spot where, only him and I know where it's at.
But why can't you access it?
You couldn't pick a spot that you could get to?
Not really.
It's like pirate booty. It's hidden from his parents. I mean, there's a million hiding spots. Why would you hide your...
Where you can't
reach it.
Yeah.
You gotta. Isn't that embarrassing? You gotta ask that guy, hey, I'm ready to watch.
Yeah, even Jan shouldn't know where you're...
Do you believe this?
He knows your horny schedule.
Like, who wants to be at the mercy of Jan when I want to watch...
Is there nothing sacred?
Eric, this makes no sense.
Oh, well, sorry if it doesn't make sense. It's the way it is.
So you got to go through Jan just to get your...
Now, are you saying your parents go through your stuff?
Well, in my room, yeah.
Wow.
That's wrong. They say a kid should have his own
Kid, he's 30-something.
He's the size of a kid. Jan, can you get... Which one do you want, Eric? Tinker with my stinker. Like, that's embarrassing that you have to say, I want to see Tinker.
Right.
I just don't like that. I'm being serious, Eric. Would you... Get Jan up. Let me talk to him. I've got time right now. What?
He's asleep.
All right, when he wakes up, have him call me, all right? Call in with him.
Can't guarantee that he'll be up before the show.
All right, if he does, I'm going to straighten this all out for you, all right? Because we're sending you a whole bunch of stuff, and...
Now you can't even get to it.
How are you going to get to your blow-up mattress? We want to make sure we're not wasting our time. There's a $29 value on that air mattress. All right. Thank you, Eric. And have him call in, okay?
I'll see.
I'll straighten it out for you. You'll be forever grateful.
Right.
Jan's probably exhausted because last night he had to walk 3 miles to get rid of that in the middle of the night. He was on a whole mission. All right. And when you get the air mattress, put it in a place where you can access it.
Well, I don't know if that's... How's he going to do that?
I don't know, but he's got to figure...
I mean, for him to use it, it'll have to be blown up all the time.
You know what, Robin? He has all day to figure it out.
He'll figure out a way to that thing works.
See, I'm thinking he's going to have to ask Jan for that.
Yeah.
Could you bring me my blow-up mattress?
Bring me my date.
My pool date.
My pool float. I need my pool float,
my
Jan.
pool float, a colada, and some K-Lite.
Someone's going to get it. All right, Eric. Good
Someone's going to get...
I'm sending you...
All right.
All right. And have Jan call me when he gets up with you, all right?
All
right. See if you can. I'm going to straighten this out. Thank you. You should have some privacy. Thank you. Right. I mean, really. Honestly, I like Eric, and I don't like that he doesn't have any privacy. Eric the Midget, you're on the air.
Good morning.
What's your miserable story?
Like Scott the engineer went and had Wendy's for dinner.
Oh.
What?
You know, like hamburgers.
Why would you have like
fries?
Like something good, like a steak
if you
like
come
a
off
great
a fast, why would you go to Wendy's?
It's like going into a garbage bucket and gorging like a goat.
Did you have Wendy's, I heard? Yeah.
Yes.
That is those...
Today, and now I'm fine. I ordered an omelet for breakfast again, and
You're back on your program.
What? I'm back. Yeah, just the one day it was, I got it out of my system, and now I'm back, and I'm going to the gym again today, and
Was Wendy's satisfying?
And I will.
Did Wendy's do the trick? Did it satisfy you?
Not really.
See, that's the thing. It's not even good.
More disappointing, but the breakfast was good, though.
What'd you get at Wendy's?
What did I get?
Triple, double?
No, I just got a regular bacon cheeseburger. That was
and what?
And fries.
And a shake?
No. I always drink water. I always have.
Mm-hmm. All right.
That's no fun without a shake.
I don't drink soda or anything else.
Your intern was saying you were farting all day in your studio.
What?
I was rumbling, but I wasn't farting. I was rumbling.
All right.
So
there he is. Scott the engineer.
Thank you.
Eric the Midget, go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What can we do for you?
Well, I was calling because last week Lisa did a story about me and did not include an interview with me at all, and she made me come off as being desperate.
Oh?
And I want to know what the that was all about.
Lisa, you want to come in and explain yourself to Eric? You make him sound desperate.
Explain yourself to me.
I don't get the vibe that Eric's desperate.
She's not here yet, Howard.
Oh, she's not.
Oh. She's not here yet, Eric.
Call back. No.
I'll put you on hold till she gets in. She can just... What do you mean? She made it sound like you were hard up for chicks?
No, not for that. For a job.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's right, yeah.
But you are. I got tape of you begging for a job on the voicemail that you leave.
I was not begging. I was just saying I need a job. I've been living off SSI for about 14 years now. It's time.
Then you should be desperate.
After 14 years, he's desperate.
But, you know, Eric, it is understandable. I mean, you do have multiple handicaps. I know you want a job, but, like, the jobs he wants to go work for the Maloof Brothers as a greeter in Las Vegas. Like you'll come to...
No, here in Sacramento at the arena.
Oh.
At the arena, you want to greet people.
People are coming for a good time. They'll see you sitting there.
That'll cheer them
What
up.
are you going to say?
Well, where I wanted to work.
Hi there, I'm your short, misshapen host.
Here's the tape probably Lisa heard. Hey, Lisa. Lisa's here now. You made Eric sound desperate. He's upset.
Which story?
About him wanting a job. He's not desperate for a job. He just wants to work.
And unlike Shuli, you didn't interview me. Usually when Shuli does a story about me, he interviews me about it.
Well, Eric, not to take anything away from you, but I work on so many stories. I need to hear the story. Do we have it?
Well, I'll play you his tape. Tell me if he sounds desperate. He wasn't desperate. He just wants a job.
Let me hear.
All right.
Hey, this is Eric. After I was calling to see if you guys could please seriously help me get a job. So no pun intended, and use the word serious.
It's hard to understand, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm getting every other word.
All right, forget it then.
Was this the voicemail he left on Jackie's? Remember we did a story about he called...
It's a voicemail he left for somebody.
Yeah, I tried calling the serious tip line, and I accidentally hit the wrong button.
Are you sure I didn't do a headline on you? You're thinking of an entire 1-minute story?
Well, you announced on the show.
Or are you talking about the headlines in here? Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
All right, so Eric wants to make it clear that he's not desperate for a job. He would like a job. Okay? Does that satisfy you?
Yeah, it does.
All right.
Are you reaching out to others? Have you talked to somebody else about a job?
I tried talking to a contact that I have at WWE Films.
Oh, what do you want to do for them?
Well, helping with promotions or whatever.
Huh. Well, I'm going to keep... we have a little job board. I'm going to see if...
Why doesn't he go to... I mean, you must belong to some organizations or you're followed by somebody.
Yeah.
Why aren't you asking them to help you find a job?
Well, I haven't gotten back into the LPA yet, but I will.
Little People's Association.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to keep my eyes open, okay, and ears open.
Surely they must have a bulletin board full of jobs.
All right, Eric?
Okay, thank you. No, not lately.
All right. Eric the Midget, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Morning. Did you watch American Idol?
Yeah.
Who do you feel was the best contestant?
Well, definitely not Blake. I think it'll probably be him going home tonight.
No, I think Letitia will be going home.
Really?
Well,
yes, I do.
Based on performance?
Yes.
That was kind of my second thought.
All right.
I'm dying to hear your third thought.
Except we don't have an hour. Eric, what can I do for you?
Well, I was also calling to see if you guys had gotten contacted by anybody because of, me talking about wanting a job yesterday.
Gary, did anyone contact us?
Was there a flood of calls?
Or even one where someone wants to employ Eric the Midget as perhaps a greeter of some kind, or...
Would you work at Walmart?
I don't know.
Oh.
Ed,
yes.
The answer is not a one.
That's sad.
There were actually, that's not true, guy. There were a bunch of calls interested in hiring you, but they all ended with this. Not.
Well, I hope, Eric, someone does call, honestly. I would like to see you working.
Yeah, but why not set his sights a little lower, like at a Walmart or something, not an arena or...
Well, he's suggesting ideas.
One of the Maloof hotels.
Well, if you're going to suggest ideas, you want to suggest Walmart or a Maloof hotel. You know what I mean?
And by the way, to Mark Freakins, the name Maloof is M-A-L-O-O-F. Not the way you spelled it yesterday on your site, Mark.
All right. Good.
Hey, Eric?
Yeah?
Have you been contacted by... we got an email last week, a guy who runs this thing called the Exotic Erotic Ball has been contacting Eric to appear, and Eric refuses.
Why?
I don't want to work with a cokehead.
A cokehead?
You can't say that.
He's not a cokehead.
No.
He exhibited clear signs of it when I met him at comedy.
No.
What are the clear signs of a cokehead?
I don't know the gentleman, but you can't make accusations like that. I mean, you wouldn't know. I sat right next to Artie. I didn't know he was a cokehead.
What did you see,
well, it's
Eric?
heroin. It's different.
He kept asking me the same question over and over again every time he would...
It doesn't make the guy a cokehead.
Did you answer his question?
Yeah, I answered it.
What was the question?
That I wasn't interested.
What was the question that he asked you over and over again?
If I would do the, erotic, exotic
Well,
ball.
he's trying to convince you to do it. It doesn't mean he's a cokehead. You have to disparage the man.
Boy, you persistent. You have no offers, and one offer that you get, you immediately, discount the guy.
Man is a hard-working guy putting together a big event.
What did he want you to do?
To be like the Grand Marshal of...
Oh, my God.
What?
Well, that's exactly what you're looking for. You want to be a greeter. Here's an event. Okay, granted, it's not the Maloof brothers. But the gentleman is being persuasive, yes.
He sent me an email. He said, in every case, the little f***er has turned down opportunities that since October 2006 could have paid him over $8,000 in cash.
Wow.
And VIP tickets for him and his friends. He just said, I wanted to be the Grand Marshal of the Exotic Erotic Ball. And
you're disparaging the guy. I mean, for Christ's sake. I mean, here's a guy offering you work. He's a hard-working businessman. He's able to put together $8,000. He's no cokehead.
When I talked to other people about this guy, they said the same thing. That they said that he sounded like he showed clear signs.
Oh, stop
Who
it.
are you talking to?
Stop talking to everybody.
Law enforcement agent?
And what
Johnny,
if he,
for one.
Oh, Johnny doesn't know. Johnny.
You know, Howard, I know this guy. He's actually a friend of mine. He's a good guy, like a regular guy. I don't know what the hell Eric's talking about.
Because Eric really doesn't want to work. Here's a job where he's going to get to be a greeter and the Grand Marshal. I hear the words $8,000. That brings a lot of money. I mean, we have guys for $5,000.
Well, I heard that when Eric, I don't know if this is true, but I heard when Eric first started talking to them, Eric demanded that he gets $25. He was like, I want $25. And the guy was like, well, I'll pay you a hell of a lot more than that. Like, so the guy's trying to help Eric out and give him more money.
I never said any price to him. Said that's right there. Kind of something.
Well, if the Maloof brothers are listening, whatever.
Would you take $5,000 sales balls? Because I could totally raise that.
No.
You wouldn't even have to get out of your chair, Eric.
Would not do that.
If Eric ever did get a job at a Maloof hotel, here's what it would sound like.
Hello, and welcome to Maloof Hotel, sir. May I help you?
Yes, I'll need my bags checked, please.
Yes, we'll get those right away.
Midget! Get in here!
What is it now?
Take this man's bags, midget, and make it snappy.
My power chair is jammed. Can't get this thing going.
Tie that luggage to the back of your chair and hurry up.
What did I get myself into?
Front desk, how can I help you?
Yeah, hi, I need some bath towels right away, please.
We'll have them up in a second.
Midget! Drop those bags and grab some towels!
I can't reach the towels in the linen closet.
Grab your stick and knock the towels off the shelf. Hurry up!
I gotta use this stick and get that towel down. Oh no! Not the paint can!
You incompetent little bastard!
I want out of this business partnership.
What do you think of that, Eric?
I don't like that. It's not how it would sound.
It's an idea of what it might sound like. Well, if I was you, I would look into that job. If the offer's still on the table, even though you disparaged your boss, I would have to say that, you have no evidence of what you accuse this man of, and he's giving you a legitimate business offer. And you know what?
What difference would that make anyway, as long as he pays the bills?
And quite frankly, it sounds like a fun gig to be around all that eroticism.
Sure.
All right. Thank you, Eric. I didn't know he had a job offer.
All right. Bye.
Bye for now. That's all I can say. What is that?
He's already gotten a call. Are there any calls? Yeah, the one you turned down.
You know,
oh.
Jane's got like a coolness to her, but like also like a fragility that sometimes like that's a lot of responsibility. She's a wonderful person. She's got her shit together. Of course, she always has. She's brilliant.
I think so.
She's really and she's really stayed true to her.
I know she gets a lot of shit for the Hanoi Jane thing, but
hey, listen,
with the Vietnam War, I still think back to the Vietnam War, all the guys who died.
Right.
She was right on.
She was right on.
She was anything to end that war.
Well, she probably knew in a few years we'd be building hotels there.
Why
are we bombing?
Excuse me. Now you put on a cute T-shirt, made in Vietnam.
Right.
I mean, we couldn't have made that happen back then.
Yeah.
We had to go and
what
destroy.
What the hell were we doing?
I don't know. What are we ever doing?
And answer this also.
Yeah.
Gary told me a weird story he heard about you. That years ago you went to a Cat Stevens concert with a friend.
Yeah.
You got separated from the friend at the concert and never heard from that friend again.
Really?
Yes, that was.
How can you live with that? I mean, how do you not follow up with that?
Well, the whole school, that involved my whole high school. She just, we don't know what happened to her.
No one knows what happened to her?
No.
You mean she disappeared?
She literally disappeared.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, my. Oh, I thought it was a friend of yours, and you just never bothered to call her.
No, we were friends. No, I mean...
Do you think she died?
Well, apparently, to this day, we don't know if she, just decided to drop out.
Did the police come and
the police came
you?
to school, sure, everybody.
And they questioned you. Did you see anything? You never saw anything?
No, I mean, we thought, because she was such a hippie, we thought that she went out and, hooked up
joined
with
something
the Indian reservation, she was always talking
Right.
about, dropping out. And who knows, maybe she did.
God, everything about your life is so intense.
Yeah.
I mean, you've had a lot of experiences. Don't you think you've had an abnormal amount of experiences like that?
Well, but you need that, as a performer to draw, and otherwise life gets boring.
Your celebrity crush is Pippa Middleton.
Really?
You said that, this is a quote from you, her ass looks like two peaches.
That's what I talk about in the show. I do a whole piece about how she really upstaged her sister at the wedding.
Right.
How
but
she
you're very excited by this, yes? That's not so... I mean, when you say a woman's ass is like two peaches, that's like the biggest compliment from you.
Once again, am I going to pursue Pippa at this point in my life?
No, I'm not saying, but you have a celebrity crush?
I like Pippa because she is confident, because, she is a commoner.
Right.
And she's, and her sister and her have been welcomed into the bosom. Listen, the royalty have had to lower their standards
because of those two.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't really mean that literally, but they had their certain way of connecting people that had to have that royal strain, but it then becomes
look, if they
inbreeding.
go too far in that family, they find a stripper.
Thank you.
So
exactly,
you know what,
Robin.
Only you have these kind of thoughts about it. I never even think about stuff like this.
I'm an observer, Howard. You know that when we discuss people, I take in the nuances.
You don't have a celebrity crush like my wife thinks Gwyneth Paltrow is the most physically beautiful woman and just thinks everything about her is fascinating. And I say to her,
Why would Beth even bother? Beth looks is amazing.
But she just admires...
Beth is athletic.
But she admires Gwyneth Paltrow.
Well, that's sweet. I mean, Gwyneth is like, she's somebody who really, works at it.
Is that someone Beth shouldn't admire?
I wouldn't say not to admire her. I mean,
You know her?
I know Gwyneth a little bit. We've never hung out, per se. But, she's very into, macrobiotic cooking, and she has her
She doesn't turn you
blog.
on?
No, not in the least.
No, you don't see her that way.
No. I don't find Gwyneth sexual. I find her very, asexual.
Who do you find hot? Hillary Clinton? I mean, I'm having a hard read on you. Who is the hottest woman right now in show business sexually? Michelle Obama? Who is it?
I admire and adore her.
Yeah, but she didn't turn you on.
Oh, I think...
Go ahead.
Oh, God, I'm totally blanking on
If I gave you a free pass, your wife would not be upset with you. Lindsay Lohan?
No, God, no. No. Brad Pitt's wife. What's her name?
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie.
Really?
Hands
Still?
down. I wish she'd gain a little weight.
Right. She's getting too thin.
She's too skinny.
And
but when she has the right amount of weight on her, I find her to be the most... She's like, sexy.
You could never be attracted to a woman who looked like Oprah, could you?
No, I mean, I might want to rest my head on her bosom and cry.
Right.
But
she doesn't do it for you. Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie is definitely
right.
She is of the moment.
How is your relationship going? Are you
great?
Everything is good.
Everything's great.
Great.
We work through things. It's an ongoing. It's a work in progress, as I'm sure it is with you and
What does
Beth.
you mean work through things? Like, what's something you work through? Help me out with this.
Listen.
Because I'm not working through anything.
Oh, that is ridiculous. I know that you work on your relationship with Beth.
No, but I mean, I don't know what that means. Working through something. What am I supposed to be working through?
Sometimes you're bored. Sometimes you're restless. Sometimes.
Do you admit that to your spouse that you're?
But not in those. It's not like you're bored with yourself. You want things to happen. Career. Things become like. You
mean you get weighed down with your own stuff?
Yes, and therefore you get bitchy and you don't focus. Sarah likes a certain amount of focus, and everybody does.
And sometimes you don't. Sometimes you take her for granted.
I'm a Gemini too, and I'm like, no, I don't take her. I never take her for granted. But there are times when when I'm sort of spaced out and doing my thing, or I'm being in the process of creating, or I'm on the road and I come home and I'm exhausted. It's like. And
then she says to you, Sandra, you're not being good to me.
No, she just like, I would like a little more focus and
that's where
undivided attention.
And that's where you have to work on something.
I just have to work on that in general. I'm not a laser focused person on people. Even with my daughter, sometimes I have to slow down because I'm. Not only do I have my career, I do things around the house. I'm the one who does the laundry, and I'm the one who washes the dishes because I like to do that.
Right.
But I'm also like a spinner. I don't like sitting around. It's not my thing.
See, I have that problem.
I know.
Because I have a lot of interests.
Exactly.
And I'm not focused on everybody.
People get hurt.
So how do I work through that? I have to consciously...
You have to remember that there are other people there.
Well, how am I going to do that? Write it down?
Yes.
You have to kind of pull yourself back every couple of days and go, hey, Beth, what's happening? You do that with Beth.
I do that. So that's what you mean by working. So that's what you mean by working through stuff.
I mean, it's not some deep emotional.
Oh, no,
trauma.
you're teaching me because I don't know what that means. Working through stuff. But you're right. Then I guess I do.
Refocusing.
Right. I have to refocus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we all do in relationships. You do sort of take people for granted when they're there 24/7.
Anybody cheating on anyone?
Oh, no. There's no room in our life for cheating.
General Petraeus, should he have resigned?
I don't understand what the big stink is. I mean,
me neither.
What about that wife?
What about her?
I mean, Holly Petraeus. I mean, God bless her. A little haircut.
Something.
A
lipstick.
Can you blame?
I was trying to think, what era is that from? What is she doing?
I mean, you see this lineup. It was in the paper yesterday of all these, I don't even know who these people were, but these sexy broads in leather and their husbands. And then there's Holly Petraeus at the end with this amorphous haircut.
I was like, is she Amish? What's going on?
I know.
But they had a picture of her. They had a picture of her in the paper when she was young and he married her. And she was was cute.
Well, I could see that.
So does a person have a right, not a right to cheat, but does a person sort of, do you get when they lose interest because it's not what they paid for?
Okay, listen, let's back up.
Yeah.
I mean, Petraeus himself with those teeth.
No beauty.
I mean, I couldn't believe he got that chick to begin with.
Well,
but there's power.
Power. Women like powerful
CIA.
men.
Then I thought, this is a good Homeland sort of vibe.
Yes.
Absolutely. Not as sexy as Homeland.
Right.
But still, the idea.
But look, he's no prize.
No, he certainly isn't.
But he's in shape and he's got a powerful position.
And he's wearing the CIA garb and he was at the front lines.
Right.
And
Yes.
the desert storms and.
So why, like in France, if a guy cheats, it's like, so what? If we've had presidents who've all cheated.
But I think this is we're very provincial in this country.
We are. Sex is our one thing.
It's our
It drives us.
Like in other countries, they go, oh, the guy had sex and you want to fire him?
I know.
What?
That elevates them. That's a celebration.
Well, there is a too far, when you get to Strauss-Kahn and Berlusconi, there is a little too far you can go in Europe.
These are child abusers.
Are you
kidding.
Are you saying that if your wife started looking like Holly Petraeus, you would probably...
If my wife looked like Holly Petraeus, she would kill herself. She wouldn't allow that to happen.
Right. I mean, I've met your wife.
Yes.
She is hot.
She's gorgeous.
She really is. A very beautiful woman.
Very smart
I have
person.
photographed your wife.
You have photographed us. I don't ever like to talk about what we do in our private moments
Intimacy.
with you.
Yes.
But our photo session with you is possibly one of the sexiest experiences of my life.
Very loving.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Howard directed us, Robin, in a way that was, took it to some other place.
It's more like yelling than directing. I just go, would you two kiss each other?
No, but it's like a lot of bending backwards,
posing,
a lot of acrobatic.
The pictures came out nice.
Soleil poses.
I had Sandra upside down.
Haven't you been photographed by the great Howard Stern?
She does not pose for me.
I'm holding out. Everybody else can get photographed first. I want to see what he does.
He's
she doesn't want to be nude.
Believe me.
Take your clothes off, Robin, and let's get going.
Very beautiful pictures. Very sexy.
But if your wife got the Holly Petraeus kind of homely syndrome, she caught that disease.
That'd be done.
But isn't that wrong as a feminist? Isn't that that we fight against stuff like that, looks and all this?
I think there's also a certain commitment in a relationship to keep things hot and interesting.
Yeah, Beth told me she'd leave me if I got fat.
Well, there you go.
And I took that as a sign that I better...
warning.
A warning, yeah. Right.
But there's a certain level of self-worth that you have to keep up, and it has nothing to do with feminism. You have to take care of yourself.
So you're saying that Holly Petraeus is at fault also because she's kind of let it...
I'm sure she let it go,
right.
Yeah. She probably got in bed at night and rubbed her feet with some sort of a liniment.
Right.
But that's not
when
sexy.
That happens in a relationship, she's saying something, too.
That's right.
It's true. Could Holly make herself hot?
From what I've seen...
It's beyond that.
I think it's beyond.
It's hopeless.
Look, I'll tell you one thing. Once she dumps him, she's going to slim down, get that hair colored.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting to see, Robin. I think we should track the Holly Petraeus evolution.
Would you ever consider doing a show where you make over Holly Petraeus, like a one-shot
that would be genius,
It would be great, right? We'd get her on the treadmill, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like The Biggest Loser kind of thing.
That would be fun.
Listen, darling.
Yes,
you
baby.
are special. I'm happy you're now back on television.
Me too. Thank you.
The world rejoices that Sandra Bernhard is going to be on DTLA, which stands for...
Downtown L.A.
Downtown L.A. When you go on stage, nude, essentially.
Yeah.
Do you worry about now, because your daughter's getting older, that you can't do that kind of thing, or is that just not part of the equation? You'll do whatever it takes.
My daughter has her own life. She's very disinterested in me. She likes Lana Del Rey. That singer.
She's cute, though, Lana Del Rey.
Well, no, I'm saying I like Lana Del Rey, too,
right.
but my daughter has her own taste.
But Lana Del Rey's not a fun singer to watch, right? She's not great.
But my daughter listens to her incessantly.
Really?
We bought our daughter a little turntable, so she has some vinyl, so she listens to it on vinyl.
Why would you do that?
And I hear the whining from the other room, because she wanted it.
She wanted vinyl?
She loves vinyl.
No kidding.
The kids
That's very
love vinyl.
sophisticated. They do?
Yeah. It's back again, because they like that texture and that sound.
They don't want the iPod with the...
Well, she has that, too. Believe me. She has all the different,
And she's into Lana Del Rey.
Yeah.
That seems very sophisticated.
She's very sophisticated, but not precocious.
And wait, so she doesn't say, "Hey, I want to go watch my mom perform." She's not.
No, she's been on the road with me, but she likes to be backstage. She sets up my merchandise table. She helps sell the merchandise.
So she stands there at the table and sells stuff.
Yeah.
And what merchandise do you have? T-shirts?
T-shirts, CDs.
Sandra Bernhard T-shirt?
Yeah, very sophisticated, groovy T-shirt. I should have brought you one.
T-shirts and what? CDs and
CDs, DVDs.
Organic vegetables, anything. Yeah, I mean,
eggs, farm to table.
That's like a new thing. Like comedians all have a table.
Well, you got to. I mean, you make your extra cash.
Can you make some good money doing that?
Sure.
And she knows how to give the change.
Oh
yeah,
honey.
Yeah.
She hangles. And then I gave her 10% of the sale. She goes, "Wait a minute, that's a little cheap."
Right. She's doing all the sales.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's very savvy.
Wow.
I know, it's amazing.
Do you ever fantasize about your daughter becoming friends with Lourdes, the daughter of Madonna?
She's observed Lourdes at holidays.
She has.
Yeah.
Does your daughter want to be friends with Lourdes?
No.
Wouldn't that be exciting to have a celebrity friend?
I don't think she cares. I mean, she has
her own thing.
She has her own friends. Believe me, these kids have their own thing going on.
If your daughter became friends with Lourdes,
it could happen,
and then got you and Madonna back together.
Or they just went off and did their own thing and looked at both of us and went, "Oh, those two are a bummer."
Right.
You know.
They should at least follow each other on Twitter. Lourdes.
Who knows what they do? I can't. I just stay out of it.
See Sandra Bernhard on DTLA. For more information, go to sandrabernhard.com.
Yep. New pictures up on the website.
Oh yeah, you redid it.
I got fabulous new pictures by this fabulous photographer.
What are you doing in these pictures?
Just they're upbeat, they're jaunty, they're fun.
Right. You decided to do a rehaul of your whole image.
It was time to do a refreshening. You know, I reinvented myself, Howard.
Did you?
Yeah. And I found myself to be more enchanting than I ever dreamed.
Well, I find you enchanting. Yes, Balls. Go ahead for Sandra.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey now, Howard.
Hey now.
I just want to ask Sandra, have you ever tried to get intimate with a woman and found that her vagina stunk? And how do you handle that embarrassing
situation? Of course
she
has. Who hasn't?
You kind of know that ahead of time as a girl. You know about somebody's hygiene.
What do you mean? You can tell?
That isn't something that like sort of creeps up. A guy like you might find somebody like who's been sitting at the bar for a week. Yeah, there's a chance that they're.
I got to tell you, like Balls, I'm always desperate, so I don't. Sometimes I have to overlook that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care if I have a smelly turd.
Right.
Well, good for you. You know what? I like your style.
He's no General Petraeus. He'll take anybody. All right, thank you, Balls. General Balls, thank you.
General Balls.
Thanks. That's right. I finally got the recognition I deserve.
Are you saying you can tell? See why you want your daughter to be a lesbian? I want her with a guy.
But some of the new breed of young guys, they're a little different.
A little more hip.
Well, they're sweeter. They have they're a little more balanced. The feminine and the feminine and the masculine.
Yeah, you're right.
You know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But believe me, she won't accept anything less than the best of my kid.
Good.
I won't let her.
No, you've trained her well.
You know.
SandraBernhard.com. Go on and see what Sandra is talking about. This whole new image of hers on this website.
You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter as well.
Yes.
As you know.
At Sandra Bernhard.
Yeah. But I haven't seen you much on Twitter.
I don't know.
It's exhausting.
Now, you spend like 20 minutes a day, at least 20 minutes a day, answering your fans on Twitter.
Yeah, I definitely. It is.
Now, what do you mean? What do you do? Because I got news for you. I'm exhausted from it. There's a lot of negativity toward me.
There is a lot of negativity,
and it gets me.
It's exhausting. But I block those people.
What is the worst thing people say? Someone said the other day, "I hope you and your parents and Beth die."
That's nice.
I mean, it's as low as it gets. Yeah,
horrible.
Like, what did I do to you?
Fuck you. Like, beat it.
What do people say to you?
Oh, it's more or less you liberal bitch. That kind of shit. It's like, oh wow,
ouch,
liberal. Ooh, you hurt me. Yeah, no shit.
Do you get caught up in how many followers you have? Is it you compare to the other celebrities?
No.
How the hell?
Who's got time for that?
You don't care.
No, I've got my core people. I know who it reaches. Right. I know that they'll know where I am in terms of my career, and that's.
And what do? You answer them personally?
If there's somebody who's really cute and says something, that I connect with.
Like what? Like what's something that you connect
like, oh
with?
God, it's my birthday, Sandy. Give me a shout out. I saw you back in the day.
And what
do?
You say, shout out?
I'll say happy birthday, baby. I love you. Just make them feel special.
Really? Oh, that's it.
Yeah. And we don't get into some Maybe I have a couple of people that I become friendly with. But, you know.
You mean fans?
Yeah, like there's this guy in Flint, Michigan.
You like him?
Yeah, and he's done this animated thing based on his autistic son.
Right.
So like I'm helping him out. I helped him out with Kickstarter, raising money to like finance.
So you really get involved with the fans.
If it's somebody who you know has the goods,
you catch a vibe.
That's 1 out of a million.
Okay.
You know?
All right.
That's not a everyday situation.
I love hearing what you're up to. For some reason,
Well, we need a major catch up. We need a dinner or something.
Yeah.
This is not good.
We'll do it.
We miss you.
That's right.
Sarah and I miss you and Beth.
You have 200,000 followers. Kathy Griffin has 1,600,000. Does that hurt you? Beyond.
No.
What? Does that hurt you?
It does not hurt me. First of all, Kathy Griffin, God bless her, does something that's very, accessible in a way. And she sort of like took my sensibility, made it a little more accessible. I don't have a beef with Kathy. She's... What the hell do I care?
But you don't secretly sit there and go, I want 1 million followers.
You know what? I'll get 1 million followers. When something, when I do that splashy thing.
When something blows up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All
right. Listen, baby. Giving you lots of love.
I love you more.
I love you, too.
I love you.
It's good always having a chat with you.
Oh, and we needed a good catch-up.
We sure did. I'm happy to hear that you're doing well.
Thank you, honey.
I learned a lot. I learned that you ran into Madonna.
Yeah.
That thing, you got blown off?
No, she didn't blow me off.
You got blown off.
I'm like in such a different place now. It doesn't even faze me.
Who cares, right?
At this point, with the world falling apart, with Hurricane Sandy, with people losing their homes, people wandering like zombies in the night with nothing.
Right. It's awful.
And I have an incredible life. I'm a blessed life. Wonderful friends like you.
Did you lose power?
We lost power. But
now you're all right.
Yeah, we got our life. We got everything we need.
Sarah Silverman has 3.5 million followers.
She has a real savvy on the internet. She's that generation. She really tapped into it, and she has a lot. She
gets it.
She has a lot of videos and stuff, and she's smart and savvy.
Okay, all right. Just trying to get something going here.
Why are you trying to upset her?
I don't.
You talk about the negativity on Twitter.
I don't know. I just want to know.
And then you try to upset her.
It doesn't. It's not upsetting me. I honestly, every person who follows me on Twitter, I've earned that person.
When's the last time you had sex with your wife? Because you seem very satisfied today. Like you're really there's no rattling you.
It's more on a regular schedule.
True.
Yeah, you got to be. Otherwise, everything falls apart.
2 times a week?
Make time.
Be honest with me. Don't give me any bullshit, because you guys have been together a long time.
2 or 3.
Really? That much?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Absolutely.
Look at that.
It's hot. You got to get it going, and also it's a release when you're working on your career and you're pent up and you're both frustrated. It's like, what other way can you really let it go?
Will you guys do each other on your periods?
No.
That's verboten.
Well, we have nice sheets.
No, but I'm saying that's verboten.
That's gross.
Is it?
I think. Maybe it's a little different if you're just putting it in.
I don't care. I'll put it into anything. I don't care what's doing.
Well, I know,
I don't care if you've got a mousetrap in there. I'll put it in. Take my chances.
No wonder it's shrunken.
Oh, it's been clipped. Oh. You would not strap on with a period?
I've never strapped on, ever.
Ever?
No.
I'm shocked to hear that.
That is so not my thing.
I wonder what your thing is. You got to let me watch.
I like the mushy, sexy, make
Finger?
out.
Fisting?
No, fisting?
Oh. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
What do I know what you're doing?
Somebody's got a thing that big that a fist will go in. That's not for mama.
That's not hot.
That's so not hot. That means they've had 5 kids or something.
You like 69ing?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. On a period, that's gross.
No, that's disgusting. Ugh.
Would you eat a woman's butt?
No. That is not fresh.
Ass eating. That's not about. Why are so people into that?
That's not for a Jew.
Right.
That's not kosher.
That's like pork.
It is. It's like a piece of raw pork. Ugh.
But you've had your ass eaten. I never have.
No, I have
not.
You
haven't? It would gross you out, right?
Yeah, I don't like any. That's like.
No one ever tried that with you? In all your years of experience? Because, women
people
do
try things.
Yeah. And you're like, oh. You're very vocal.
I jump up out of bed and go, this is where I draw the line, and I leave.
Ever pee on anyone? Would that excite you?
No. Pish off.
So what are you doing then?
Well, do you have to go to those
Kiss,
extents?
69ing, and fingering. That's it. That's the repertoire. Right?
I mean, if that doesn't work, if you can't make it work with that, then get out of the business.
Right. You have no business being in bed with anyone. You have no business
being in that business.
God bless you. You know, I really never knew what the hell you were doing in the bedroom.
It's so weird. You've been there so many times and you were so stoned you didn't even notice.
I know. I watched a million times. Would you ever call each other mommy?
Baby.
Baby.
Mommy baby.
Mommy baby. It's fabulous. You're so inventive. I could imagine.
Granny.
Do you role play?
Sometimes we do, but we play like two hookers or something. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
I could see
like
you
two dumb hookers.
Two dumb hookers would be.
Who've met up at some like at the Hustler Club.
You got to tape that so I can see it.
That's hot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you play dumb. Yeah, like
how do you do
two
that?
Girls from Florida, like the Panhandle in Florida.
See, that's why it's fun to be with you because you're playing these games.
That's when
really
it gets sexy.
Let me hear you as a. Well, that's your voice. What you put on? Hi.
I'm so glad to meet you. I'm so lonely. Come by and hang out with me. Okay, I'll be right over.
I love your shoes.
Yeah, I love your shoes. I love your sparkly spiked heels.
And then things happen.
And then you go from there.
Isn't that fabulous?
And then you imagine how those two stupid people would have sex together.
Do you guys put on outfits as stupid hookers?
Yeah.
You do? Like you go, hey, I'm going to go in my room.
You put on stupid sexy lingerie.
And you go, hi.
You know, a little Victoria's Secret, something that might give you some sort of a rash.
yeah, just no natural fibers.
Exactly. And then you quickly take it off and dispose of it because it might suddenly just catch on fire in your bedroom and leave like a singed mark on your nice rug.
I could picture you like going off like for 10 minutes, getting into your slutty outfit.
Yeah.
See, that's fun.
And then you put on some sexy, stupid music and you dance a little bit with a cocktail. And
sloppy.
Spill a little bit. Maybe slip and almost fall. And then she picks you back up and throws you back on the bed and you laugh.
And then like you act like you're not even into girls at first. Like
exactly.
might touch her titty.
Uh-huh.
And then like, I kind of like that.
That's hot.
Yeah.
That's sexy.
Oh, I love this. How often do you play that?
First was everybody has to be out of the house.
Yeah, and it's got to be exhausting.
You got to be away somewhere.
Right.
And you got to like that. It's like writing a scene. I mean, that it's not like I'm going to write some crappy scene.
You going away on vacation at all?
We're supposed to go to Chicago together because I have a gig there, and I love Chicago. So I find Chicago very
vacation
sexy.
in Chicago?
Well, I've got a gig there, so she'll go with me to Chicago, but we'll stay at a nice hotel.
What do you do in Chicago that's so great?
Well, I'm performing there, but
I mean, what do you like about it?
Chicago to me is like the connection to
the Midwest,
the mothership of Playboy. That's where it all started. So like Hugh Hefner, like the whole idea is like
that's where you
it's like that.
Where you go.
It's like reminiscent of like the 60s when sex was like, crazy and kooky and nobody talked about it in public, but it was.
That's not where you go on vacation. You're working.
But I happen to be going there, and there's nothing sexier than doing a great
Where's the best place to go on vacation?
Chicago. I like Paris.
Paris.
Turks and Caicos.
Really? There's a lot of ants there. I went once.
To Turks and Caicos?
I hate it. I left. I packed my friggin' bag.
Where were you?
I stayed in a private home they rented me there, and I was covered. I lay down. I'm covered in ants.
Are you serious?
I said goodbye. Then they start gassing the ants with me in there.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
It must have been a weird time of year.
Yeah.
I like to go to Morocco.
No kidding.
Morocco is very sexy.
Sounds like it's too far away from me.
You would not like Morocco, Howard. Believe me, you couldn't handle Morocco.
I don't want Morocco.
Robin, he couldn't.
He can't handle the strange and different. He can't handle Paris.
Oh, horrible
Really?
people. I don't know if I could handle that.
Doesn't Beth like to get away to these places?
Not if you're married to me, because I can eat your kishkas out if I go on vacation with you. I will make you so miserable.
He says he's going away for this holiday. The last time they lasted 4 days.
Where are you going?
I don't want to talk about it because...
Did she plan it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, tell me some other time.
I'll talk to you about it.
After the fact.
Yeah.
But,
I hate going away.
That's so fun. But you have such beautiful places.
Yeah, I like to just stay home and see Beth. And
it's a staycation
that's
for
right.
you.
Right. Thank you.
That's all he wants.
That's all.
I understand. I get it.
In Chicago, I don't know. I never vacationed there before. Okay, look, we've spent way too long.
I don't think we have. The rest of the states. He's a mess.
See, yeah.
Robin, we got to get him out there into the world.
Terrible.
You watch Honey Boo Boo?
What's going on with him?
I watch Honey Boo Boo, like just the little clips online.
Right.
She is adorable.
You don't think it's child abuse in some weird way? Like the kid can't even speak English.
Listen, we've gone around the bend in this country.
Go ahead. What are you saying?
We've gone too far. We're so far gone. The ice truckers and the moonshiners and the rest of the people.
Right, they're doing all kinds of craziness now.
But don't you? I mean, how does a kid like that and her mother graduate high school if they can't speak English?
Listen, this is the bulk of this country.
Is it? I mean, is it that bad?
Is. It's that bad.
We're doomed.
These are the people that don't. I'm not saying Honey Boo Boo happens to be a liberal. These people don't want health. They don't want health care.
Right.
They don't want an infrastructure in the government. They don't want education.
Right.
And I keep saying, take them all down to the South, cordon the shit off.
And call it a separate country.
And they can, and let them live the way they want to live.
But they want it when they need it, Sandra.
Robin, this is the issue.
Right.
When they're half dead and their brains are hanging out of their ears,
then they
suddenly
want
go, wait, come and help me.
Right.
But it's like, and I don't.
But we don't want any help when we don't need any help.
You're not going to solve all the problems.
No,
right
we're
now.
not. We're not.
That's right. For more information, go to sandrabernhard.com. We'll be back.
Thank you for keeping some beauty in the world.
Yeah, thank you.
Takes one to know one.
Classy woman, you are.
Love you guys.
I love you too. All right, we'll be back right after these words.
Hi, Henry. How are you? Good. What's wrong? Yes.
The end of that interview turned so erotic so quickly.
Well, Howard brings that out in me.
Well, it was 1 minute it was Twitter, and the next it was peeing and butt licking and.
Well, you know what? What would you rather talk about?
That's true. I am.
Do we really want to talk about Twitter?
No. I was saying to myself, when are they going to get to the butt licking part?
Yeah, exactly.
And you did, and you delivered.
And we always get there when we need to, at just the right moment. Just like in the actual sex act, you always get there at just the right moment.
Exactly, very appropriate. But he loved. I mean, you guys go way back.
Yeah, we do.
You've been to temple together. You've studied the Torah together.
Yeah, the Talmud.
He likes to imagine what you're like in the bedroom. He wants that glimpse. Do you ever, conversely wonder what he's doing in the bedroom, what he's like as a lover?
I can only imagine, because he projects so much of his sexuality, and I know that he's an incredible lover.
Really?
And knowing Beth, I know that she wouldn't accept anything less.
Do you think he's gentle, or do you think he's erotic and perverted? And
I think he's all of the above.
He's versatile.
He's very versatile, which is what we're all looking for.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sandra. Another great appearance.
Honey. Thank you.
Why don't we get back to that game we were playing yesterday? Where the
that
staff,
was great. Yeah, we got one revelation and you bailed.
Well, no, we actually ran out of time. I didn't bail.
We?
I want to show you.
Stayed longer.
I want to show you what a man I am by listening to all of the criticism about me. This game was called. Hey Gary, what page is the game on? Howard page of some kind?
It's called the Harmonizer game.
Okay. Why would we call it that?
Because they altered everyone's voice.
No. Well, why don't we call it How Annoying Is Howard game? All right. Who cares?
That would be a better title.
It would be. All right. So the staff did this in Harmonizer because no one wanted to get in trouble. I assure you, everyone has amnesty.
Everybody's a little pissed off about this because it was told to them by Sal that nobody would be revealed.
Never would they be revealed?
And by the way, it was also told to them by Sal that anything they said when they weren't on mic wouldn't be told, and then he ran in yesterday and said how John Lieberman said horrible things about Lisa.
Well, you know what? Why would anyone listen to Sal?
Exactly.
That's their fault.
Does Sal ever know?
Sal doesn't know anything that's going on, trust me.
So you're up to number 4.
What annoys me most about Howard, I guess, would be when he feels that all back pain is in your head when it's not.
That's Scott the engineer.
No.
I'm saying that's Scott DePace.
Yeah, is it?
Fred is correct.
Let me say something to Scott DePace, and I want to say something to my audience. I don't claim to know everything. I don't know a lot. The biggest reveal, the biggest revelation in my life was a guy named Dr. John Sarno, who is now retired, unfortunately.
Is he? I didn't know that.
I hope the planet never loses this man. I hope he lives to 1,000 years old, because this guy, one day, the world's going to wake up. He's going to be long gone, and he is going to be held up in such high regard. If you do yourself one favor in life, read his books, Healing Back Pain and The Mind-Body Connection. I don't care how annoying I am saying it for your health. I can't tell you what this man has done for me.
Well, I think that you should ignore Scott DePace.
You must understand that Scott DePace knows nothing. He's an unenlightened... Okay.
He's not alone, by the way.
I don't care. I'm telling my audience, listen to me carefully. The medical community is very, very ensconced in the back pain business. It is a multi-billion-dollar business. If everyone approached back pain the way Dr. John Sarno does, you wouldn't need pills, you wouldn't need operations. Now, is some back pain legitimate? All back pain is legitimate. I'm not saying it's not real. I'm telling you the cause. What we think is causing it is something other than what we've been led to believe. Now, look, I don't want to give you a long lecture on things. You know what? I'm tired of lecturing. I'm telling you this because...
Let them take their pills and have their...
Do whatever you want. But it kills me personally when I see, especially a loved one, going in for an operation that I know is totally unnecessary and also risky. And after the operation, you might really have some problems. Scott DePace is not a dumb guy. He's proven that with the IQ test. But he's also not an enlightened guy. I'm not saying...
You think IQ doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't really. Not based on what I can see from Scott.
Good, then you two take the test.
Yeah. No, believe me, I know my IQ's not high, but I'll tell you what. This I do know about. And I am telling you, Scott, please don't come in. I didn't invite you in.
Could I just say one thing?
Yeah, it's fine. I'm doing this for my audience. I don't care. Go get an operation with your back pain or whatever it is you need.
All right.
Honestly, what do you want to say?
All I just want to say is I think there is something to what you're saying.
Okay.
It's just
all right,
not
good,
all.
Good. Okay.
And I have friends who've had back surgeries, and now they're better.
And they will get worse. Trust me. You'll see it. It's a placebo, and it's a very good placebo. But the back pain will return.
But do you think all back pain is that?
There are
if
certain
somebody takes a club and hits you in the back, no, your back pain is from the club.
There are certain conditions that you would have to be examined by a doctor that would lead to back pain that would be something other than what I'm talking about.
Right.
It's very rare.
So you're saying most, huh?
Yeah, I'm saying 99% of back pain.
It's a general back pain that nobody can diagnose anything else about.
And they tell you it's a slip disc or this or that. Now, look, I don't want to get into a long explanation. That's not what I came here for. My audience isn't here. They're here to laugh. Now, you listen to me about Dr. Sarno, and don't listen to a closed-minded guy.
Yeah, because what they get irritated about is they never, ever investigate.
No. It's just this feeling that they're right.
Right.
Howard, can I tell you something?
I went through an exhaustive investigation of this stuff. Trust me. And if you think I know anything, and believe me, I do know lots of stuff. You saw that magic trick yesterday. Go ahead.
I was playing the game in my office, just listening to it, to make sure everything was right. And somebody walked in when I played that one, and they go, fuck, that was my complaint.
Well, first of all, Scott DePace was the original complainer on that. Yes, Neil.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Howard, I just wanted to tell you, about 10 years ago, I took your suggestion, and I read The Mind-Body Prescription. by Dr. John Sarno. And I was in a long depression, 25 years worth. And I just wanted to thank you, because reading that book started me on my journey to get out of depression and off the drugs. And his latest book, I think, is called The Divided Mind. I read that one as well.
Fabulous.
But Dr. Sarno is a genius.
Right. Yeah.
And
yes.
that's why Scott DePace can't relate.
And you know what? My biggest sadness, not my biggest sadness, I have many, but one of my sadnesses is that this guy is not being recognized. This guy should be getting the Nobel Prize. That's how important he is to modern medicine.
Oh, I agree.
But they won't give it to him because, believe me, there are too many people against him. And that's all I'm going to say on the topic. You want to take my advice, take it. Or you want to go with Scott DePace back in the cave, go ahead. Yes, Gary.
See, this is where people get mad because they said there would be no repercussions.
There is none. What? He didn't lose his job. I like the guy. But he's dopey. He says
That's
dopey
not
things.
Nice. I am not.
No, you are. You don't know anything about it. You just make opinions.
I just don't believe in conspiracies like that. The whole medical community is somehow out there.
Well, you believe in a lot of conspiracies.
You can believe this one. They don't want to accept it. If you trained 8 years in medical school, and then, if college, then medical school, and then you went and you did internships and everything, and your expertise is in back pain, and suddenly everything you learned was worthless, how would you feel? You've got to protect that. Come on, buddy. Get off my back. I told you I don't want to discuss it. Either you buy into it or you don't.
Corrected.
Good. Who's the next genius in this game?
Number 5.
All right.
The thing that annoys me most about Howard is his hair. I'm very jealous of his hair.
Well, that's
Scott DePace. No, Scott DePace or Scott the engineer.
Listen, that's actually very lovely. I would be jealous of my hair, too. I'm very lucky. I don't have to dye my hair. Thank God. I don't know that I want to go gray and sit there. It's, so feminine to sit in a beauty parlor and get your hair colored.
You don't have any gray shit going on at all?
I have gray.
I don't see it, though.
Oh, it's here. If you came up close, you'd see it. But I have gray. But not a lot. I'm 58 years old, and I've got colorful hair and pubes. And
I don't want to see it up close.
I'll show you that. I'll show Robin. But look, I'm lucky that way. Who's jealous of my hair?
Scott the engineer.
Yeah, okay.
I'd say Benji.
Well, it's Scott the engineer.
It's Scott the engineer, Fred. When Gary says it, it's...
You asked me and I answered.
You're right. But Fred's still playing.
I'm still playing.
He doesn't believe
Take
it.
that answer back.
No, Gary, it's Benji.
Fred's going to catch on soon. All right, let's play another one.
I'm a little slow.
Number 6.
The thing that annoys me most about Howard is that at any given moment when you talk to him, whatever he thinks at that particular moment is correct and right, and there's no other way to do it. He's, of course, changed his mind many times over the years, but whenever you get him at that moment, he is always right.
I'm not sure I understand
Jason.
it.
When you know something, you know it, and you may change later on.
Right.
But when you will argue anyone down,
listen,
and they're ridiculous because they don't know it the way you do.
Well, that is true.
Who do you think that was?
Jason.
You're correct.
Yeah, well, because first of all, Jason is verbose, and he's even verbose in his harmonizer game. But he happens to be right. He's not off base with that. I'll take that and accept it. To paces, I won't, because he doesn't know anything.
Doesn't Jason's apply to what mine was?
No.
You think you're right?
No, because Howard's never wavered on what he thinks. Did you not hear that?
All right, here we go.
The thing that annoys me the most about Howard is his musical taste. I feel like there are a lot of bands out there, great bands, some classic rock, some...
Steve Brandano.
No.
That's Gary.
That he just completely misses the boat on, and they would be fantastic on the show and great interviews.
Oh,
so
Will
I wish
Murray.
Howard had better musical taste.
Oh, Will?
Richard Christie?
No.
Who?
John Hine.
John Hine.
And I think
better musical taste.
Specifically.
What does he mean? Like the White Stripes or something?
No, I think he would like to see Rush on this show. You know Rush is his favorite band.
Rush fan. Who wants to, you know what?
But I think he means other bands,
Who wants to hear well, let's hear what these bands are. I'll discuss it with him. Listen, first of all, a lot of bands that everyone goes, why don't you have Prince on? Why don't you have the... I go, he don't
want to be on.
Yeah, they got to want to be on the show. And Neil Young, I'd love to have on the show.
I'm still working on it.
Sure. I mean, and who knows? It'll probably be horrible. John, who are you referring to besides Rush? I mean, no one wants to hear a Geddy Lee interview.
I disagree with you.
Okay.
Rush is the big one.
Fine. But Rush is not as popular as you may think.
Rush's more gold albums than I think there are only 2 other bands.
Okay. Geddy Lee, I just don't want to do an interview. Go ahead. Who else?
Steely Dan.
Steely Dan, I'd interview in a minute.
You would?
Absolutely. I'm talking about the 2 guys.
Yeah, Fagen's up here all the time.
That's all
I would
there
interview
is
him.
to Steely Dan.
Well, Fagen and Becker, but yeah.
I don't think. See, here's something you got to understand. It's not about my musical taste. I like a lot of Steely Dan music. I'm thinking of the broader audience. Now, there's a guy sitting by the radio going, "Oh, hey, yeah, Howard, Steely Dan, John Hines, right on." I've worked in radio a long time, and I've seen reams of radio research. The audiences are so fragmented on what everyone thinks their musical taste is sort of right on. It is so fragmented, you'd be shocked. Now, you're fairly new to radio. I brought you into it. But I've been through the mill with radio research and seeing things about music, and it would blow your mind. We all think we're right about music. It is my general impression, based on the research I've seen and also my gut level feeling, that while some people would like to hear from Steely Dan, I think a lot of people wouldn't.
I bet you there are a lot of people you have up here that you wouldn't want.
Absolutely.
Based on your musical taste.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people I interview because I know people like them. So I'm making the best decision. It's not really my musical taste. I would be interested in discussing some stuff with Steely Dan, although I happen to know they're very dry, those 2 guys.
Yeah, I don't think they'd be great interview.
Yeah.
You wouldn't interview Donald Fagen. If he came up and said he wanted to play, you'd consider it, but you wouldn't interview him.
Yeah, and those guys are uptight about playing. They got the Carly Simon disease. I think they're afraid to play in front of people.
They're better now. Now they play for everyone.
Oh, yeah, in other words, they figured out how to play in front of everyone.
Since people stop asking, now they're on the road all the time.
Exactly. Now they got to go out and pay the mortgage. You know, it's funny. You talk about radio and all this stuff. I was thinking about this Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing that they just put me in. And
Radio Hall of Fame.
Radio Hall of Fame. I wish it was the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I wish there were, Rolling Stone magazine put together the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's generally endorsed by everyone. It seems more legitimate. But this so-called Radio Hall of Fame is a joke. I said it yesterday. I was inducted into the Radio Hall of Fame on Saturday, and I didn't show up. And many people in the industry were critical of me. But they don't know the history. They don't know my history. They don't even know how I feel about radio. One guy wrote, Mike Harrison, Howard, radio's been really good to you. It's time for you to stop having everyone kiss your arse and give back to the industry. And I told you yesterday, I'm sorry, Mike, whoever you are. I don't feel that's the way to give back to the industry. I think, as I said yesterday, donating money to a college where, let's say, kids can't get an education because they can't afford one in communications, that's giving back. Or maybe taking a young student and saying to them, hey, do you have any good ideas? And I'll put them on the radio, encouraging a few people. That's giving back. Going to some guy's home in Chicago and celebrating the Radio Hall of Fame with people I never heard of, from a guy who was putting me down for years and humiliating me, attempting to anyway. I didn't let it stop me. This guy was no friend of mine who started the Radio Hall of Fame. In fact, he was trying to exclude me. 20-some-odd years he's been up to this, and he never thought to include me before. I'm sorry. I don't agree that that's giving back to my industry. I think I've done a lot for the industry, but you don't hear me crowing about it. You just won't. I find it abhorrent.
Yeah, but he wanted you to give back to him because it would give him credibility.
And I don't even know who's in the Radio Hall. Is Lee Abrams in the Radio Hall of Fame?
He would have to be.
I'm asking.
Don't know.
Benji, look it up. You seem to have some expertise in looking things up rapidly. How do you do that? What do you Google his name?
Yeah.
Is he in the Radio Hall of Fame? How could you find that out within 3 seconds?
The Radio Hall of Fame and Lee Abrams.
Howard, he is not.
He's not. Now, you see, that's fucking ridiculous. Now, I don't know who nominates these people, but I think it's this guy, Bruce Dumont, who evidently his family's name is Dumont. Dumont was one of the early manufacturers of radios. I don't think this guy had anything to do with it. He's excited that his name is Dumont. That immediately turns me off. Because you didn't even manufacture a radio. Your family did. As far as I can tell, I don't know much about the guy. Maybe I'm missing something here. But before you castigate, is that the right word? Before you castigate me, check into these things, guys, so-called journalists. Lee Abrams was a guy, you know, when I got into radio, it was a lot of free-form stuff, you know. I could go on and play whatever I wanted. And he figured out how to make top 40, to make album rock top 40, the modern-day album rock format. And I remember when I went to Detroit, it was a Lee Abrams station. And I didn't know much about the guy, except that when you get there, the music was all on cards. It was amazing. It was a card catalog system. He figured out that, you know, while DJs might think they know music, that a lot of people sit at home and don't know what the music really is. That they sit at home and they go, I don't like this radio station. There's too many obscure songs. So he figured out how to put the songs on cards. And he made a rotation, and he did research into what people generally like. And he built a big business out of it. But I went to Detroit, and I never really thought about radio, got inspired by it. It was all sort of all these internal feelings. And he was meeting with the staff, and I was the new morning man there. And I happened to walk in the room. For some reason, I wasn't even invited into the meeting. But Lee was giving a speech. And here was this young guy, full of curly hair, full of energy about radio. And within 10 minutes, I was inspired. I remember sitting in the room was Doc of Rock, Doug Podell, a couple other guys, you know, the program director, the sales manager, and he started to talk about radio and what it could be. He started to break down the audience. He said general patterns. He called some people earth dogs. And I knew what he was talking about. These guys who show up with chains to their wallets, they were earth dogs. And he broke down the audience methodically and said, here's who's in your audience. You need to know this. And then he started to talk about music and musical taste and all these new ways of presenting music. Ways of even introducing new music to an audience that didn't care about it, that he chopped up the songs sometimes and gave them almost a little commercial of the music. He had all kinds of ideas. He was turned on by radio. And I went, wow, I'm inspired. I can't wait to get on the air and really entertain my audience. Now, these are the guys, the unsung heroes. Not that he's unsung. People in the industry know who he is. But Bruce Dumont doesn't know anything. Who is Bruce Dumont? Nephew of Alan Dumont, the founder of the first commercial TV network. But what fucking right does he have to tell Lee Abrams that he shouldn't be in a Radio Hall of Fame? You know, and some people see Lee Abrams as the enemy. Like he ruined radio. He didn't ruin it. Tried to make it better. He had an
actually,
idea.
That became a big business as a result.
Oh, it sure did. I like Lee. I don't know what Lee... I think Lee's now staring at a wall somewhere going, when am I going to get in the Radio Hall of Fame? I assure you, Lee Abrams isn't sitting around worrying about it. Neither am I. We're doers. We're movers and shakers. We're not sitting there fucking waiting for Bruce Dumont, the nephew of Alan Dumont, to tell me whether or not I'm worthy of being in the Radio Hall of Fame. Now, you want to have a real Radio Hall of Fame, you come to me and you say, Howard, we want to make you the president of the Radio Hall of Fame. We want you to run the whole thing and pick a board of directors who will select 4 people every year who should be in the Radio Hall of Fame. And here's the secret. I would say no. You know why? Because nobody gives a shit. Most radio is boring. It's the same crap. It's the same shit over and over again.
Well, that's what I said. Whenever he would announce the list of inductees, I was like, who are these people?
Robert,
They're not famous.
I'm in radio. I don't know who these people are. I'm a guy who studies this stuff. You know, I mean, I've watched the evolution of this. I mean, come on.
That ruins your whole argument.
Oh. You should smell what that is. It smells like eggs. You'd throw up if you could, Robin. If you were in my space right now, you'd vomit. Like an egg. And after I give such a beautiful, passionate speech, I ruin it by doing that. So, John, my point of view is it isn't as simple as book, you're trying to do,
Rush.
You book Rush, and that's 70% of your audience is gone because they go, I don't give a fuck about Rush. That's the problem. You follow what I'm saying?
I do.
It's deeper than my musical taste. I'm trying to... I don't even know what I'm trying to do. I'm exhausted from it all.
I understand the point you're making.
I'm exhausted from last night. I'm exhausted from this morning. I'm exhausted in general.
You didn't even really go out last night.
I did. It was a lot. It was just, I got a wife. She's trying...
You were out for 45 minutes.
I was out for 45 minutes, and she's like shell-shocked from me. I drained the life out of everyone.
Oh, my God.
It's enough. It's enough of me, Robin. All right, let's get back to this game, or whatever this is.
Right.
I did all the hard part of going out, and then I ended up with nothing.
Yeah, the part you went for you didn't get.
Right. All right, let's get back to the what annoys me most about Howard game.
What annoys me about Howard is that he thinks everybody's going to be working at McDonald's or homeless after he retires. And fact is, everybody around here is talented, and I think everybody will be fine.
Richard. Yeah, Richard.
I can hear Richard even through a harmony.
Yeah. Richard.
Kansas cuts through.
Richard, what do you think? I hired you because I didn't think you were talented? I just know what radio is and how difficult it is to get a job.
But Richard lived in a
storage bin.
Storage bin.
Yeah, that was his career. He was in a storage bin.
If you fired him tomorrow, he'd still be better off than the bin.
Right. But if I fired him tomorrow, I believe he would end up back in the bin. I do.
You don't think he could take his talents elsewhere?
Where? Where's he going to go?
He took his talents and they got him to a storage bin.
Yeah. Without me, he went nowhere. Ask Jackie Martling where his talents have led him. What is Jackie doing now, honestly? Okay, here's an example of a guy who's no longer with the show. What happened?
I don't know what he does. He does comedy gigs from time to time.
He looks for that jetty.
Yeah. And he came to me and I gave him a job. Jackie's joke hunt.
And, you know, he'd like that to be a 5-day-a-week job.
Right.
He'd even come back and do this. He's offered.
Grillo.
Well,
what do you? I mean, I don't know.
Grillo's going to be the next entrepreneur.
KC, I don't know. What is he doing now? I think he escorts the strippers to private rooms.
He's full-time crazy.
I mean, what evidence do you have that people leave here and do better?
Has anybody left here and done well?
The only one you can think of is Stuttering John, but he got a job while he was here, and Jay Leno went, but it wasn't paying attention. One of his head writers had this crazy idea to put just Stuttering John on, and Jay got rid of him in under a year. I mean, he kept him on as a writer because he wants to give him a salary because he's embarrassed in front of me to cut John loose, I think.
No, I've spoken to people there that have worked there, and they all agree that...
The only guys who've done well who have left and gotten job offers, you know, while they're here. But as far as people leaving the show, most of them have not done well.
The only guy I can think of that has worked for you and then done really well would be Mark Cronin.
Yeah, but like Mark left. Do you know what I'm saying? Mark left. I'm saying if I leave tomorrow, Richard, I think, is going to be up Schitt's Creek. You know. I mean, I think he could get a job. Like, maybe he'll work, like, in a library or something.
A library?
Why not?
Why would he do that?
What could he do in a library?
The floors get filthy. The people are in there all day. Medicated Pete lives in the library.
He has to now. You see what happened to his house?
Yeah. Hey, Richard, where is it? Yeah, you got flooded out. Hey, it's awful. Richard, where are you going to go? I'm sorry it annoys you. Where is he?
It's interesting what annoys each of these people.
Why does that annoy you? Prove me wrong, then.
It doesn't really annoy me. It's just a lot of times you make us all sound like we're retards and worthless, but we work here, and I think everybody around here is talented.
By the way, I'm getting excellent reports on you.
About what?
About his work.
Who from?
Fred.
Oh.
Thank you, Fred.
And no need to laugh at that, Robin.
Yeah, right. What do you think? Fred's insane? All right, I take that back. Right, Fred's insane, but he knows talent. No, I know you're great. You're terrific, and the stuff you do is funny as hell. That's why you're here. I thought you were funny.
Thank you.
But I don't see a future for you.
You know, what works here doesn't necessarily work in the real world.
Okay, so...
Yeah, right. This is the only place for you.
Maybe you're right. Where else am I going to lick somebody's balls and get paid for it?
It's a unique framework we have here.
But I generalized it. I said everybody around here is very talented. You're always saying everybody will be up Schitt's Creek.
You really think that I think you're going to be a huge success when I retire? Are you crazy?
I'm not saying I am.
I think you'll probably end up with your own show. And I see a huge future for you. You want me to say that?
No.
You feel better now?
No.
Right, get out of here.
You and Sal will be crossing streams forever.
Yeah, I think you and Sal are going to go on to be the Franken and Dave. I think you'll end up a United States Senator. And Sal will write a book, okay?
You think we'll be teabagging on Good Morning America?
Yeah, I think there's a huge demand for something like that.
Okay.
That's right.
And I wasn't annoyed. They just said find something, so I was thinking of something.
And before Richard worked here, he was living, as Robin said, in a storage facility, And he hadn't gotten laid in 10 years. He didn't even have a shower.
He loved his computer. He was having dates with his computer.
Yeah.
I mean...
I was making love to the inside of a napkin roll.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a paper towel roll.
Right,
yeah.
literally. So...
And I'm thankful for what I have here. I appreciate it. Thank you, Howard.
Yeah. No, I love you.
I love you,
I'm not saying
too.
you're not talented.
I know. Just sometimes it
you just
seems
should
like...
work extra hard to keep me working. That's what I've told the staff. I said, listen, work extra hard. I'll tell you why. Keep me working because you don't want to find out what life is like without me.
I know. I hope you stay here forever. I love it.
Make it easy for me. So far, it's not so easy. Now get out of here and go.
We're working
go
hard.
Work harder. Whip him, Fred.
That's next. Nah, he's good.
He is good. I know it.
And you have to say that you're getting good reports on Richard and Sal, or one of them will kill themselves.
No, just Richard.
Sal, not so much, but Richard, he's great.
No, Richard and Sal. No, that's it. When you get a report, it's Richard and Sal. Trust me.
Right.
You know that that the whole staff sends me a weekly report on what they do, and they're the only ones I get that says Richard and Sal.
Right.
Like I don't get individual reports.
No, they're one person. They're like a married couple.
I wonder who writes it up.
I know that's a funny thing to ask them about. Like who writes the report?
They're like Franken and Davis. I'm telling you.
Maybe they alternate weeks.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Sal, I mean, we got a lot of email about Sal's teeth. And, it is so funny to me that the guy who made fun of Gary's teeth all these years now has worse teeth than Gary.
He says that, Howard, these are two things. You're wrong and my teeth are bad.
All I know is when I speak to him, all I see is teeth. Whatever he did to his teeth are ridiculous. He made them way too white. That's it.
I'm telling you, when you put up that side-by-side, it's like there's a spotlight on his teeth.
Yeah, I'm not making it up. Believe me, I don't want to talk to a guy and be distracted by his teeth. I need him to blend into the background.
He says you're exaggerating it, that they're perfect.
Well, didn't you say that too?
I might have.
Yeah, I know you did. All right, let's get back to what... Look at him.
Oh, my God.
Look at that side-by-side comparison. Available on howardstern.com, by the way. Let's get back to what annoys me most about Howard, Game.
I'll tell you what annoys me about Howard. If he doesn't know someone, watch their show, or listen to their music, then he doesn't give a fuck.
Steve
fuck
Brandano.
Your Emmys, fuck
No,
your
that's
Grammys.
Will.
Oh, wait.
No, Steve Brandano.
You think?
It is Steve Brandano.
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah, I recognize his,
Oh,
weird
you recognized him.
cadence.
Did you slow down some gay song on Coffee House? Oh, then we'll have you in. He gets interested in the piano player from Maroon 5 when he's in the studio, but he doesn't think there's enough to talk about with some of the biggest people in the world.
Dude, go do a radio show. If I'm wrong, prove me wrong. Someone prove me wrong. They've yet to do it. Leave here and start your show with all your White Stripes interviews. These guys don't get it. They've never actually worked in radio, have they? Aside from here, which is hardly radio. I mean, they got shows at this Sirius. They book people to do shows who've never done radio in their lives, and there's a good reason why they don't. They're horrible at it.
But they were also interviewing all these people Steve's talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's flocking to their show.
But nobody cares around here. Nobody sits here and gets worried about ratings. It's a joke.
Well, you don't need ratings here.
Let me tell you, I still think of when I'm on the air here, I still feel like I'm on terrestrial radio. And before I book a guest on terrestrial radio, I was like, shit, is this person going to fly with my audience? I mean, I can't have a disaster. The people who work here don't have that pressure. Steve Brandano thinks it's a party. I could have put Riley Martin on terrestrial radio. You know why? The radio station would close. Here you can do it. It's a niche kind of thing.
I think that in that particular instance he was referring to, and he's a really nice guy. What was that guy that we had on that just probably within the last year? He's like a guitar player.
Yeah.
And he sings, sort of light songs. You heard him on...
Coffee House.
Coffee House, and I can't. He's pretty well known.
Yeah,
but I can't remember his name.
Matt Nathanson.
Matt Nathanson.
Right.
So we'd say like, wow, why would you put on Matt Nathanson and not steal?
I enjoyed the song, and I had something, an angle that I could present to the audience. That's why. Steve's never done a radio show. Steve's never gone out to a small station, gotten a job in radio. He doesn't know what it takes. He should be learning from me, never fighting with me.
He's irritated.
Can you imagine he's irritated? He doesn't. When I listen to a kid like that who hasn't done a thing, I laugh. I laugh because when you talk about radio halls of fame, the reason I'm not all choked up about it is radio's been a nightmare for me. It's filled with insecurity. It's filled with going from market to market and getting every fucking asshole's opinion on radio. And then
not
being
just indulging yourself.
And them yelling at you, and general managers, sales managers, everyone just clomping you over the head. But you learn. If you want to have a discussion with me about radio, you've got to have gone through that process. There's no way you can have a discussion with me about what works on the radio unless you've done it.
And the other thing is that once you have an interest in somebody, you can make them interesting to others.
Right. But Steve wouldn't know that. Steve thinks I'm going to get on with. Who does he think? Steve, who's so fucking interesting that I'm missing out on? You lunatic.
Oh.
You haven't done anything. You have no right to comment.
I don't. Well,
you haven't earned it.
I was asked to comment.
Good.
I don't really like. I feel like it's insulting to like say their names.
Who do you want me to interview?
Insulting to say whose names?
We turned down the Black Keys.
Right.
Who are fans of yours.
Yes, because
who are like one of the biggest bands
Steve,
in the world
I don't know much about the Black Keys. I've discussed it with Gary many times. We listened to your suggestion. I've got to be generally jazzed about something.
Understood.
Then I say to you guys, give me some research back on the Black Keys. I put it in your court. I said,
yes.
Teach me something about the Black Keys that my audience is going to care about, so that if there's someone like me who doesn't know about the Black Keys, it's going to make them interesting to my audience.
Right.
And you have failed every single fucking time. Now,
you have not come back with the...
No, of course I've come back with
to go and do some hard work.
That's not fair.
Yes,
that's not fair because I've done that.
You failed to interest me.
Well, yeah, because
you
are not
failed
interested
the Black
in
Keys.
It. You're not interested in it
because
that's
your research hasn't been exciting enough.
Well, there might not be enough there for you,
Steve. This is what I suggest for you.
Yeah,
you've got to do me a favor. 2013's coming up.
Yes,
your New Year's resolution should be: I'm going to make the break from the Howard Stern show. I'm going to go out. And I'm going to get my own show, and I'm going to prove Howard
wrong. We do shows on your channel.
I want your first guest. Forget my channels; they're irrelevant.
Well, but I'm doing that.
It's not real radio. Did you hear what I just said about satellite radio?
Yeah.
I love Judith Regan. They gave her a show. How many people do you think? Judith don't know anything about radio. She's a great woman. She's a brilliant book publisher. That's what she should be doing. They give every nut job they'll find somebody in the hall here and give them a show. We got a guy put on a Swedish channel. Where in fucking America do you hear a Swedish channel? Because you want to be a goddamn knight? Fuck me. There's a Swedish channel. When you got to make a real living in radio, Night Schmite. You gotta produce, baby. You ask Scott Shannon or Steve Kingston or Tim Sabian if they're going to put on a Swedish channel. Motherfucker. Give me a break. You're not dealing with the real world here. You do a show here, if it's successful or not, it doesn't matter. You're under my protection. You're pitching the equivalent of the Swedish channel.
No, that's not true at all.
Yes.
That's absolutely not true.
Yes.
Your show, AGT, uses the Black Keys like every break.
That's right.
And terrestrial radio plays them all over the place.
Then this is what you need to do.
What?
You need to get a show on terrestrial radio where there's ratings.
Terrestrial radio's dead. Who cares about terrestrial radio?
All right, well.
Or it's dying.
You need to get a show where there's a ratings evaluation. Where you can be tested, put to the test all your theories.
So how about...
And then when you pass the test, you and I will have this discussion.
How about the people that you've passed on in the past?
Keys, I will put them on. Go do your research and find something relatable. Tell me something about the Black Keys I care about. Tell me something.
I can pull up the notes that we've had.
Tell me something right now. You're a fan.
Besides the fact that they're the biggest band in the country.
They're not the biggest band in the country.
They certainly are. And you're in here always going, there's no rock music these days. I got to listen to all this stuff.
Nobody cares about it anymore, Steve. It's a dying industry. People laugh at these fucking kids up on stage now instead of worshiping them.
No one laughs at the Black Keys. Bob Lefsetz doesn't laugh at the Black Keys. He doesn't.
Bob Lefsetz is a bright guy.
Yeah.
And he sees what's happened to rock stars in general.
And if you had the Black Keys on, you'd be like, Howard talked to the Black Keys.
Yes.
It was one of the greatest
It won't be wonderful.
moments.
You got to give me something to go on. I don't listen to the Black Keys.
Just have them come in and play some songs. You again, like I said in the clip, you have Maroon 5 in here, and you're like, how do you play the piano like that? Because they're very popular. I get that. And I like Matt Nathanson, too. People know the Black Keys. It's crazy.
It's not.
It's crazy that you think people don't know the Black Keys.
The amount of people that know the Black Keys.
Yeah.
Are in your universe. I'm talking about broader research. And it's the Howard Stern show. We've got to go with what interests me.
Okay.
I'm an older man.
And that's what annoys me about you. That's what I get
I'm 58 years old.
Right.
This is your time. You should be out doing the Steve Brandano show, somewhere where you can prove all of this wrong. Get some balls behind you.
We're here.
Do it.
There's Geek Time on Friday. There's John Hines TV show tomorrow.
Geek Time's a joke.
To you.
To Ralph.
It's not a joke to Ralph. It's definitely not a joke to Ralph.
Ralph takes it seriously, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Whether Ralph gets it. If Ralph has 2 people listening to that, it doesn't matter.
It's also frustrating when there's people that I'm saying we should have in. You don't care about them, but then like 2 years later, you suddenly care about them, and then they come in here and everybody's like, "Wow, that was great. That was great. Bryan Cranston was great.
If 2 years
Seth
ago,
Rogen was great.
You know why Seth Rogen was great?
Why?
Because I cared about him. I've got to care.
That's what's frustrating, because I know that they would be good.
Steve,
some of these people.
I can't watch and be into everything you're into. How old a guy are you?
That's why
How old a guy
but
are
I
you?
don't. And Gary will back me up.
How old are you,
I'm
Steve?
30.
Yeah, you're 30.
I don't come and pitch like Soul Live, people that I'm into. That I only pitch people that I know would be good on the show, like the Black Keys.
Steve, you got to get your own show. You're bursting with so many good ideas. I'm telling you,
I work on other shows here.
Steve,
I know you.
No, you need to go off and do the Steve Brandano show.
The Black Keys need an interview.
No, the Black Keys get interviewed everywhere.
Because Soul Patch and all these bands, Soul Live. I'm telling you, you would be the biggest thing on tour. Remember how David Lee Roth tried to replace me and Adam Carolla and all these other guys and Opie and Anthony. All the Viacom blew it. They should have gotten you.
Listen, I want to be here. I like being here.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You're frustrated.
No, I'm not frustrated.
Right.
I get to do great things on your channels. But you don't have the Black Keys on. That's what annoys me about you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Seriously.
Thank you. No, seriously. Thank you. Thank you for that. It was the most brilliant dissertation I've ever heard.
Howard, are we going to play another clip of somebody with no repercussions?
There are no repercussions.
Oh, please. You've tormented numbers
Steve
4
can
through
be
10.
here as long as he wants. But Steve really does need to go prove his theories.
But you did emasculate him a little bit, don't you think?
No, not at all. I had a discussion with him. I'm trying to teach him.
Richard, by telling Richard that outside of here he's nothing?
Stop it. You know that's true.
Oh, my goodness.
That's why nobody wanted to play this game.
This is the greatest game ever.
Howard, I told people to do it, and nobody did it but me. I was the only one who did it.
Right.
I'm living there alone. Then you said, tell everybody they got to play.
I don't have. There will be no repercussions. There are none. I like Steve. And I like that he stands up for what he believes in. What he believes is insane, but he doesn't understand the basics.
Well, what were in his notes? I mean, why didn't he set a fire under
I could talk about this a little bit. Howard, I would say that there's probably no guest that Howard and I have discussed more than the Black Keys.
Really?
Probably. In fact, I've gone as far as to say
Howard...
The guys have
told me the Black Keys are big fans of the show. I'm not familiar. It doesn't mean they're not good, and it doesn't mean they're not relevant. You know what it is? I don't know much about them. So I said to the guys, hey, I don't know much about the Black Keys. I said, what are their hit songs? So they played them for me. I never heard one. Now, I'm not saying... I never heard of them. Doesn't mean that they're not big somewhere. They probably are. But I got to go with what turns me on. There's got to be a connection there. So I say to the guys, I don't know much about the Black Keys. Give me some info on them. Give me a couple of stats on these boys. Like I've interviewed the guy who was married to one of those Simpson girls.
The guy's...
Nick Lachey?
No.
The other guy.
Good Charlotte.
Oh, yeah.
Pete Wentz. Pete Wentz.
Right.
Now, the reason I interviewed him is I don't know any Pete Wentz music, but he appeals to a younger crowd. He's got gossip. You know, he's in Us Magazine every week when he was married to Simpson, whatever her name was. Not Jessica, the other Simpson. Ashley Simpson, yeah. the one who got the nose job. And so there's a bit of... It's a broader discussion than just music. So that's why he's on. It's not because I'm a Pete Wentz fan. I don't know fucking shit about Pete Wentz. But it looked like the dude was living an interesting life, banging this chick and getting himself, a name. It's not about the music. Oh, Maron, how do you explain it to these young guys?
But you still haven't told me what was in the notes.
There was nothing that I read that I said to the guys, this is all nice, but it's nothing that I feel...
You couldn't grab onto anything.
That my audience will relate to because I won't be excited about it.
I will tell you that we were really close to getting Howard to say yes to it. Then Will and I dialed it back because we realized that their music is... we like the music and we think people will know it, but we didn't think they were going to be great interviews. Right. And that was going to be... Yeah, we don't want to deal with that.
That's all. I got nothing against those guys. I'm thrilled they're fans, and I know they're successful.
They love you.
But a lot of times I don't book someone because I don't think I can make anything out of it.
Well, the one I always talk about was at the height of what was that movie, Dumb and Dumber?
Right.
We kept getting pitched Jeff Daniels. The movie was #1 for like 8 weeks in a row. We kept getting pitched Jeff Daniels, and we kept saying no, and they kept saying why. And I remember you and Robin said, I don't really care.
Yeah, we just didn't care. And it's not that
like
Jeff Daniels...
but...
Right. Yeah. We like it. Just because we don't book him doesn't mean we don't like him.
It's not that I dislike Jeff Daniels. It's just you get a vibe that the audience isn't going to be into it. And by the way, that's probably a ridiculous vibe. I don't know what the audience is going to be into. I'm not into it.
And you can't do it if you can't feel it.
Right. That's my thoughts on this. And I'm not upset with Steve for being frustrated by that. I actually understand it. Of course, that would be frustrating to me, too. Because in Steve's mind, he's like, oh, my God, this is fantastic, because he's interested in it.
Yeah, but Steve doesn't understand what a rotten interview does to you.
Right. Oh, I have to live with it for weeks.
Oh, I understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go into a major funk, and I don't want to go into a funk. And he hasn't experienced that. And he hasn't experienced getting a ratings book back that dips. It's probably the most debilitating thing on the planet. You know, the guys I can relate to are the guys who have experienced that, who have just lived with that dread their entire lives of a ratings book, something they have no control over. I mean, that's to me and that's why when the Radio Hall of Fame comes calling, I'm like, radio hasn't been exactly the most. Yeah, I've made a great living at it, but it's been filled with just stomach aches and sickness and just fucking complete despair and dread. I mean. And you don't get any loving advice from the people you work for. They want ratings. You don't have them, you're out. And sometimes even if you do have them, you're out because you're too out of your mind.
You take their advice, you're out. You don't take their advice, you're out.
It's just maddening. And so when a guy named Bruce Dumont decides that I don't get into the Radio Hall of Fame for 20-something years, a guy who, as far as I know, has he ever been in radio?
Yes.
What did he do?
Oh, God, I have to go back and...
I don't know this gentleman.
All things considered, like PBS.
Oh, NPR.
NPR, rather.
Yeah, good luck. And NPR is nothing. It's horse shit. To me.
Beyond the Beltway was the show.
Yeah, good.
Whatever that is.
That's a show that doesn't get ratings.
We went online, and that's the only picture. We think that's pretty much the Radio Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well, there you go.
It's
a room cafeteria.
With folding chairs and plaques.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Yeah, and so, you know, listen, anybody who wants to give me an award, thank you. I'll always take it and accept it, but I'm not going to Chicago to support this guy. I don't know him. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, the Beyond the Beltway show was also on PBS for a while as a TV show.
There you go. Good for him. Well, good.
And from 1987 to 2006, the host of Illinois Lawmakers.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but okay, well, at least he's in radio. Okay, I stand corrected. Right. He has been in radio.
Jason was saying to me, like, he said, Gary, give me some names that you think are slam dunks that should be in the Radio Hall of Fame. So I said, well, probably like a cousin.
Howard Stern, that's it.
Right, but
that's it. Maybe Rush Limbaugh. Or I don't know. I guess he could make an argument for Imus. At least he's been on the radio. And there are a lot of local guys who I don't know.
Do you think like a Scott Muni should be in?
Yeah,
he's not.
Yeah, exactly. He should be.
I thought the same thing.
The guy was an innovator. I mean, he
did it for a long time.
Yeah, he converted a station to free form and stuff. I mean, when I say innovator, I mean he heard it in San Francisco and decided to bring it to New York. But yeah, I guess the guy should be in there. I mean, who knows who should be in the Radio Hall of Fame? Radio is littered with a lot of people who shouldn't be anywhere. They shouldn't even be at a party. But there's some tremendous people in radio. But they're not getting recognized. And it was ludicrous to me. The guy tried to punish me for years. He used me, in essence, by not putting me in. You know? And every year it became Howard Stern got rejected. And who wants that? And now all of a sudden he decided to put me in. And then he knew I wasn't coming. And he put in, we don't know if he'll be here or not. That was to attract more people who think I might show up. You know, I know what the game is. Well, anyway, my ear itches.
What else annoys people about it?
I don't know, but we do have to take a break. I don't know if this is going well because it makes it seem like I don't like my staff. I do. I enjoy Scott DePace. I enjoy working with Richard and Sal. I like Steve Brandano. And this is causing a lot of bad vibes.
You know what it is?
I'm enjoying it.
You see, here's the thing you don't understand. Here's if I can make one minor complaint.
Sure.
Like, I know you're doing the radio show, but these guys feel bad about it for days afterwards. I don't think they see it as...
Is that right?
Yeah, it stays with them.
Well, tell them to get over it. Tell them, welcome to radio.
Like Stephen,
now we're doing something interesting.
Yeah,
Stephen Richard
stays with him. Maybe that's a help.
What do they want from me?
Just to know that you think they're doing a good job.
Yeah, you're doing a good job. It's great. If I knew what you were doing, I would tell you even more.
You haven't gotten any good reports on Steve Brandano from Fred?
I don't work with Steve.
Gary works with him, and I don't know why Steve thinks I would know what he's up to.
I know what he's up to.
That's all that counts. Listen, you're the executive producer of this show. You decided to hire Steve Brandano.
And I'm very happy with his performance.
You came to me and you said, Howard, Steve Brandano is a terrific guy. We shouldn't lose him. And I said, if Gary thinks he's good, then he's good. Steve, I'm sorry. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. To me, you look like you're sitting there on your fucking ass.
That bothers him.
Well, then what am I going to do about it? What should I do?
This is reminding me of a drunk Will Murray. Everybody has the same complaint. Howard doesn't know what the fuck I do.
Right. Should I follow him around and learn what he does?
No, but if you want to ask me one day, I'll sit down.
What does he do? I know what he does. He does research, right?
Well, he answers the phones during the show. He helps Will with research. But
I hear he's terrific at it.
But a lot of what he does is he really is like our utility player. He helps with almost every other show on the channel.
Oh, good. Well, then I appreciate what he does. I appreciate every guy who works here. You know, I thought he was a publicist for the Black Keys. I didn't know that he worked for me. I got an idea. The Black Keys, the Black Keys. Come up with a new idea. No, the Black Keys.
All right, the White Keys.
All right, no, I love the kid. He's good. I like everyone who works here. Now, leave me alone. Should we finish this game?
Yes, I think so.
We'll discuss
we can't come back to it. The
we got 6 more.
Too
Six
deep.
more. Oh, my God.
We could do it. We could do it tomorrow. We could do it next week.
Oh, my God. All right, but let me take a break. We'll be back right after these words.
Mr. Hines, sir.
Oh, yes.
Oh, sorry to sneak up on you like that.
It's all right.
I know
about the reaction you were expecting.
I wasn't sure how it was going to go. I know how he feels about music acts that come on the show, and I've said all along that I'd love to have Rush or Steely Dan or bands that I really love on here. Not because I love their music, that's part of it, but also Rush, for example, they give a good interview. They're entertaining. Steely Dan, I've never seen interviews, so I can't say that. But that's the point I was trying to make. And sometimes Howard makes choices with his musical taste that he likes, but I don't really like. So if I had to pick one thing that annoyed me about Howard, it would be that. So I went in there, and after listening to everyone else come out of there, I think I pretty much emerged unscathed. So I'm happy for that. I basically needed to make sure that I came out of there making my point, but not getting into it too much. Because anytime you go in there and fight with Howard, you're going to lose. And I didn't want to lose. I don't like losing.
As you once told me, the house always wins.
The house always wins, Greg Carmel.
Steve-O,
yeah,
you've been here for a while. Why take the bait like that? I mean, the house always wins. John Hein has been quoted as saying that. And that's
Listen,
very
I
true.
stand by everything that I said. I mean, that's... And I'm happy that you finally asked, or whatever, that there was a thing that we allowed me to say this. It's crazy that we don't have the Black Keys on here.
I agree with you.
It's crazy.
I think they're, as far as mainstream acts go, I think
well,
they're
then
the
go
best
leave,
band in
Greg.
America.
Then why don't you go leave and go do your own thing, okay?
Because I know that this guy is travel tested and he's a warrior.
I'm not going anywhere.
Right,
I'm not going anywhere.
Right, but why fight the king? The guy obviously knows what works and what doesn't. I agree with you. I think Maroon 5 sucks.
I didn't say Maroon 5 sucks.
I think they do. I think they're talented, but I think their music sucks. I think Train sucks.
Okay. I didn't say any of those bands suck.
At the same time, I'm not taking the bait and going in and telling them who should be on.
Well, we were asked to take the bait, so I participated. And instead of saying I'm jealous of your hair or something lame like that,
that was a very ballsy
I said what it was, and I stick by it.
I mean, she's crazy.
Scott, seriously, his hair. Why couldn't you have got all the years and all
jealous of his hair. He's got it. It's not gray.
Yeah, but
whatever I have is gray. So
right, but this is the opportunity to really let Howard have it. And after all the years,
why would I let him have it? I've been here for 28 years. Why would I fucking let him have it? What? I mean, really?
Well, because you've been ripped to pieces on many occasions. Why not use this as an opportunity to go back at him and tell him what annoys.
I don't know, but we do have to take a break.
What annoys you about him?
It wasn't. You know.
This is a chance for role reversal, and you went with a very softball-esque comment.
That's my decision. What am I going to say? He's an asshole, the guy that pays me for the last, quarter of a century?
Scott.
Yes.
Why indulge a game like what annoys me about Howard? It seems like bait to me.
No comment. No, you're part of the show. I mean, they want to know what annoys you. I mean, Howard's a grown man. He's not gonna. I didn't feel like, if I said anything, he would hold it against me. He did even come off stronger than I did think he would. But whatever. Well, listen, I take critique around here every day. He can take a little bit.
This is big.
It's an A-list guest.
This is an A-list guest.
You don't make this gentleman wait.
No.
He's got to come in now.
Hold on.
I've been a big fan of his since the show Alias. You know
really?
He was on Alias? Did you know that?
No idea.
That's where he's pretty much started on that show.
Did you know he was going to become an A-list star?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Not in even,
but I loved
not
him
even in your
show.
mind and in your heart?
I loved him in the show, man.
Hold on, I'm setting my camera to handsome.
Right. Handsome is setting the camera. Whatchamacallit. I never thought that, but he was great in that show. Right? Alias, man. That was your Alias.
Bradley.
Good morning.
Good morning. I never hear Ronnie rave about male guests this way.
Oh, really?
It's rare, yeah. He's going on and on about Alias.
Morning. How are you? Hey, how you doing? Oh, boy.
Right this way, sir. So, Bradley, the new movie is Silver Lining Playbook. I know, this never goes well with me.
Take you right now.
This never goes.
Smash against the wall.
I'll back off. I feel like our first encounter went well, and then it's been downhill ever since.
When I came with the axe, you mean?
Yeah. I felt bad that day.
Can I go to the restroom?
Yes, sir.
So it seems now, you probably was getting a lot of pussy before. Now that you've been dubbed the sexiest man, it must be insane.
It must be insane.
So, okay, we're talking about Zoe Saldana, we're talking about Jennifer Lawrence, and we're talking about Dita Von Teese, but I'm talking about a regular day.
Yeah.
So, I would ask him, what was your day yesterday? The publicists, the waitresses, the receptionists.
Yeah, right.
It must be how many, how...
Is he here, by the way?
Not yet.
He's here.
Is he? Okay.
You think psychologically affects women, that title itself?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. I think they go berserk.
Oh, my God. It totally does.
Yeah. I think they go berserk.
People go, I should be with the sexiest man alive. But I'm talking about, you come here and there's, There's a hot chick that greets you when you come to Sirius. There's a chick that takes your picture. I bet you he's getting fucking numbers.
Oh, that's what I mean, and that's the fun kind of girls. Bradley Cooper is the sexiest man alive. Last year. I don't know about this year.
This year it's Tatum, or Channing Tatum.
Bradley Cooper.
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum. I don't even know who that is.
I don't either. I don't even know how he got that nomination.
Bradley Cooper should fuck Holly Petraeus, and I'll tell you why. You know, I was just thinking about this. Hey, man. Hey, best looking man in the world. You know, I was thinking you should bang Holly Petraeus, and I'll tell you why. Hey, now. What's happening?
Hey, guys.
You should bang Holly Petraeus.
Holly Petraeus, his wife?
Yeah, because she's feeling so bad about herself. And if
okay.
Jenny McCarthy said recently, I don't know if you hear.
I did. My mother told me that.
She said, "Oh, right now," she tweeted something like, "I'm in the shower right now. I wish."
It was her birthday.
Yeah, she goes, "I wish Bradley Cooper was in the shower with me."
Oh, that's funny. That's
quite a compliment.
You should take her up on that.
Good morning, Robin.
Hey there.
I picture her as banging like a wild animal.
Petraeus?
No. Petraeus, absolutely.
Absolutely, because I was going to say 100%.
I mean, Holly Petraeus, yeah. I mean, okay, she's past her prime, but so what? What do you care?
I don't give a shit.
We were fantasizing about your life, because I still think when somebody names you sexiest man in the world or something, it gets insane. Like, I know when you're a famous actor and you're a good-looking dude, it's pretty wild. I was even telling the guys, when I got single, and I'm a mishkite. You understand Italian, right?
But I don't know what a mishkite is.
Mishkite is an ugly motherfucker. I'm an ugly guy.
That's Italian? No, that's Hebrew.
Oh, all right. You're right. I got confused. So anyway, I'm walking around in some furniture store with a decorator. I'm trying to buy a chair.
All right.
And this gorgeous girl's in the store. Beautiful. I spotted her. But I was like, she'd never want me. I'm leaving, and I walk to the elevator. All of a sudden, she comes running up. She goes, "I'm going to give you my phone number, only if you promise you'll call me." And I'm like, "Wow."
How long ago was this?
Oh, this is before I met Beth.
Long time ago. Before Beth.
But it was so powerful. And I know for you, like, everyone always asks you about, gee, did you fall in love with your co-star and all that? Forget that.
Right.
I'm talking about when you walk around on a daily basis. Like, you probably have a publicist out there. I'm talking about regular girls probably.
Ask Gary.
Is it crazy?
There's nobody out there.
Oh, you came yourself?
Yeah, come on.
No, but I'm saying, though, even when you're just about town, even walking around.
Right.
The amount of women who hit on you.
No, it doesn't happen.
Really?
Does not happen.
Stop
at all.
it.
I swear to God. No.
Wow.
No, it does not happen.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, nope.
Like, I was even watching your movie, and I'm thinking, I would hit on this guy. Yeah, I loved it. Loved it.
Did you like it?
I did. I really did.
It's a good one.
Very romantic.
He's a hell of a director, man. David Russell.
Yeah, I met him at
you
your
said
premiere.
that, yeah, and he actually said nice things at the beginning of the thing.
Yeah, I'm a nice guy until I get bitter. I can be very nice.
I flipped out, dude. When I sat down, they're like, and I thought I saw you when because we were in the front. I was like, oh, there he is. And then I sit down, and I'm like, and I turned to my buddy Dave. I was like, my buddy Dave, my agent, who by the way has listened to you for every day since he was born. And I said, where's Howard? And he goes, he left.
I know.
I said, wait, what?
You were nice to write me. No, I wanted to come out and support you.
No, I messed up.
You didn't.
I should have.
It's me. First of all, I should have stayed for Beth. Beth was dying to see the movie. She got all decked out.
Really? Oh.
She looked great, and I got thrown by what was going on around me.
But here's the other thing. Premieres are the worst. By the way, I should have said, hey, here's a screening if you guys want to go see it.
No, but she wanted. We
liked the She wanted to go out.
But we were able to support you.
I'm crazy about time. I can't stand making people wait. It literally makes me feel sick to my stomach.
I was going to say that.
These premieres, every time you go to them, they don't start for like an hour.
Thank you.
And the people are sitting there in the movie theater waiting for the, I could curse, right?
Yeah.
For the fucking
star.
To show up. Because their lives are so busy, they just had, it's like, what's the point? I remember when I first started acting, and I went to like a premiere of some movie, and we got there, right? We showed up.
They made you wait.
They go around the block a couple of times. I was like, what? What do you mean go around the block? Do I have better shit to do than I'm gonna try to make the premiere? It's so crazy.
Thank you for saying that, because I said to Beth.
Yeah, because you wonder where people are. It was their premiere.
Are their lives that busy that they can't
go to the... Beth says to me, I really want to go to the premiere. I said, it's a school night, honey. She goes, come on, you've had Bradley on your show. We enjoyed his last film. We should go. I said, all right. It was important to her, and I'm really getting into this relationship thing where I can't make it all about me. I said, I'll do it for my wife. As soon as I get there, I go, they're not going to start this fucking movie. I got to be up at 4 a.m. And sure enough, we get there. After I left, you wrote me a note. It was 8 o'clock. The movie still hadn't started.
The movie started at 8:30.
Yeah. I would have killed myself. I want to go to bed by 8:30. I've got to go to bed.
Me too.
Yeah, and I even said to Beth, I bet they're here already. You probably have you sitting in a car somewhere waiting to come.
I never do that. Are you kidding me? Oh no. That ended that first movie.
So what did you do? You sat there too waiting?
No. What I usually do is I'll go at like 6:30.
Right.
And because there's also people across the street. And I remember when I was young, waiting in line to get Tug McGraw, who was the relief pitcher for the Phillies. Waiting 2.5 hours. It means a lot if you want someone to sign an autograph or something.
Right.
Nowadays it's all photographs. No one gives a shit about a signature, really.
Right.
And so I try to go there early, but that night there was this other event, and then you're doing that press line, and then and you're sitting there and you're looking at the clock, and you're like, everybody's sitting in there waiting. It makes me crazy.
I don't blame you, and I go, I don't know why they invite people at 7 o'clock for an 8:30 movie, and we rush to get there because we want to be on time and not miss the movie. And
so you're like that too?
Yeah. It drives me insane.
No, he's on time to everything.
Yeah,
and everything should start on time.
You got to be on time.
I agree, man.
Right?
When I was a kid, I wasn't like that, and I remember being in college, and one teacher, I showed up thing, and he literally schooled me so hard about how you're basically wasting somebody's life,
right?
If you make them wait. And I thought, it's just right. It's true. Like, who the hell am I? I'm going to make you sit and wait.
I'm glad to hear you say that. I feel the same way, and I get to these things and I go crazy.
But it's not cool to be on time. It's a very uncool thing.
Right, but to me, it's the worst.
It's the worst.
I mean, I got a job. Who are these people who can sit there all night, too, that they don't have jobs? How do you get that life? I got work in the morning. But I did. I walked away.
But thank you, and you did. And thank you for even making the effort.
No, but I blew it in a sense. At this premiere.
But if it didn't start till 8:30, Howard,
I did the right thing.
You would have never been able to hold on that long.
And I told Beth that.
And I would have seen you at 8:30, all excited, and you would have been like, wanting to kill yourself.
And then I'll be like, I can't leave the movie. I'm sitting next to the guy who's starring in the movie.
Who asked me to come?
By the way, this woman you're in the movie with, very intriguing woman.
Unbelievable. I hope she does your show.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, you would love her.
We were discussing, I thought she was so fucking attractive, and I think the two of you have chemistry in the sense that, like, I bought into, like, I wanted you guys to be together in the movie.
That's great.
And then there's dance scenes where she's just wearing tights and a fucking, like, her whole belly's exposed.
And like a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
The hooded sweatshirt.
She's super hot.
Yeah.
I don't know how you don't fall in love on the set. Like, you fell in love with Zoe on the set. Like, how do you not fall in love with the next chick on the set? Why do you, by the way, I got to ask you.
No. We're not
great. No, let me ask you. Why do you act like you're not in a relationship? Is that a PR move or what is that?
I went to this. No, what are you talking about?
Did you go to school to learn this?
Is he in a relationship?
Yeah.
No, I told you this last time. That's why it's probably like, why the hell is he back on the show? I just don't talk about certain things.
No, I understand that. Yeah. But what is that move in the sense that you have to go? But you go to the premiere with your mom, right? Like, what is that? I mean, don't you?
I don't know. What is that? It's called family.
No, but isn't it great to take your girl to the movie that you star in and show her off?
Not if you got another girl.
You're right. You're right. It's so great to take someone you're with to a place where 100 people are going to photograph you every step you make, and then ask you tons of questions, and then rip it apart the next day. No.
Really?
Why would you want?
I loved walking down the red carpet with my wife. I thought it was fantastic.
But she's your wife.
If I was married, it's a different thing.
But you're in a relationship. I'm assuming. You're not.
I don't. Yeah.
This is why I said you might have other women out there. You can't blow it.
It's true. Of course, you're a coxman. I'm thinking like me. I get a good-looking woman, I hold on to her. You're right.
You forget. He lives in a different universe.
I'm such a fucking idiot. You're so right. Goof on me. Of course you're playing it right. As soon as you call her your girlfriend, all the other pussy stuff.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
God, you're the best. God, I got a lot to learn. You're younger than I am.
You just trapped me. I didn't even know.
You are amazing. You're no General Petraeus. You'll never get caught.
Wait a second. Let's talk about Petraeus for a second.
Go ahead.
How is that possible? The guy's the head of the CIA.
And he gets caught with stupid email.
I don't understand. What was it, a Gmail account?
A Gmail account, and he was using the same Gmail surreptitious sort of approach that the Al-Qaeda use. She was allowed. They never emailed each other.
They never sent the email.
He kept the email in a draft folder. And she would go on his computer and read the email. How stupid is this? She had his account. And so that's why they thought there was a breach in security, because she's allowed...
Does this all come out? I didn't even hear this.
Are you kidding?
I didn't know that's specific.
I just found out 2 seconds ago.
You did?
I'm acting like I'm an expert. I don't know anything
exactly
either.
Why
I keep thinking it's like the tip of the iceberg, because there's a second woman.
If I was banging Zoe Saldana, I wouldn't be reading the newspaper either. You know that. I would not be reading the newspaper. Look at you. Of course, I'm so stupid. You never commit to a girlfriend.
Anything.
Smart.
No, I'm joking.
You know Obama won, right?
No, who?
Obama.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
We killed him, right?
Yeah, right. I didn't know if you knew that. He's so busy banging Zoe Saldana, he doesn't even know
how the election turned out.
He didn't know. He missed the whole election. No. This girl you're in the movie with. The movie, by the way, is called Silver Linings Playbook.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you play like a dude with Asperger, kind of. You're mental.
Right.
I would say you're.
He's got issues.
It's called bipolar.
Bipolar. Yeah.
Yeah. And I found
perfect person to get into a relationship with.
Well, it's weird. I found you so fucking annoying at the beginning of the movie, to the point
that we don't do ourselves any favors.
No,
you don't say, "Hey, come along, ride with this guy."
Well, when I was describing the movie to Beth, because of course she hasn't seen it now. Now she's upset. But I said it's a weird movie in that you fucking hate Bradley. I almost wanted to walk away, and then I was so glad I stayed with it.
Oh, good.
Because it was really good. I really loved it. But this, what's her name? Not Zoe. The other
Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence. How do you not fall in love with her on the set? As an actor, you have to, right?
Well, you mean like in the imaginary circumstance? I mean, did you fall in love with what's her name?
Mary McCormick?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you really, though?
Of course.
On set.
I fell in love with every woman on the set. I fell in love with Betty Thomas, Mary McCormick.
Very quickly.
The girl in the bathtub scene, the girl who sat on her speaker while masturbating. I fell in love with every single woman
Look,
I worked with.
when we did the Channel 9 show, he fell in love with the Snapple girl.
Yeah, I easily fall in love. Just lusted after. I mean, I didn't do anything, but I mean, sure.
Oh no, I mean, of course. Look, she's an incredible human being. I mean, and woman. And here's the other thing: she was 21 when she shot that movie. 21 years old, and she's from Kentucky. She's got an unbelievable family, but they just don't make them like her.
Some of the guys in my office say, they think she's a little thick. Like analyzing
Dude,
her.
What the fuck?
I know.
It's so crazy.
I think her body's slamming.
By the way, I love that people are even saying that, because hopefully maybe she can change, swing the pendulum the other way.
She could work out a little more.
You're crazy.
I mean,
By the way, and David O. Russell, when she showed up, said, and he's just really kind of the best.
She's almost too hot for the movie.
Well, no, but she was thinner, and he said, he wanted her to eat a little bit.
He did.
Because this is we tried to make it as authentic as possible. It's Philadelphia.
Right.
It's like the women don't look like they come from Hollywood.
The world's sexiest man is walking around in Philadelphia, and this chick who's a supermodel is running around too, and they hook up, and I'm into that.
It doesn't look like that, though.
Right? No.
It really doesn't.
You played it down.
And well, I didn't have to do anything. That's why.
When you worked with De Niro, were you all intimidated? Honestly,
no. Honestly, no, because I'd done Limitless with him.
Oh, okay.
And he's a friend. So actually, that was I was.
What do you mean he's a friend? What does that mean?
I love him. He's a good friend.
I've met De Niro. He never invites me anywhere. Did he invite you to his house?
I don't know how it works. Yeah, I mean, literally, I honestly, I don't.
You've been to De Niro's place upstate?
Yes.
Oh, then you are a friend.
You're a friend.
I know other dudes who've been up there. That's the sign of friendship with De Niro.
Has he ever come on here?
No, of course not. I'm a scumbag.
You didn't bring him, did you?
Who's a scumbag? You or he's a scumbag?
I am. Oh, he's no scumbag. He's too good for me.
Maybe he is. I don't know.
He's too good to be my friend.
Have you ever met him, Robin?
No.
Okay.
You have his number on your phone? Friend?
I do, yeah.
You do?
He's a buddy.
When you say buddy, you'll pick up the phone and go, Bob, what's
Bobby.
doing?
All the time.
Wow.
I saw him last night.
Where'd you see him?
At the Greenwich Hotel.
Like he invited you over?
We just met and we just met and I had a tea and he had a drink and then we went on our separate ways.
See, I don't do that with guys. I gotta learn to do that.
You definitely don't have tea.
Yeah, fuck. Well, these two. He doesn't drink, Bradley. He fell on his head one time and he stopped drinking. You should really go back to drinking. You can't control your drinking. Honestly, I mean, what happened? You were drinking a little heavily.
When did this happen?
And you fell on your head?
No, what are you talking about?
You've got a gash in your head, and that was your rock bottom? That's some rock bottom.
Well, when you look like him, you don't want to ruin it.
And I hit my head and said, whoa, I just stopped drinking.
Why did you stop drinking?
I mean, honestly, in my life, I was looking at my life and I thought, I was kind of like... I wasn't able to handle my alcohol. Basically, that was it. Is
that true? Like, in other words, you'd go on a major bender.
Well, it's like the movie. It's, you can't say like the bipolarity is not. You can't say they're like snowflakes. It's like no two are the same. So it's not like this general thing. But for me, it's not a genital thing.
Right. No,
but for me, you just make decisions in your life. You know what I mean?
How old were you when you stopped?
29.
29.
Yeah.
But the story I read, you stopped drinking.
I don't believe what you read, Howard. Come on.
Didn't you have plastic surgery because you had bashed your face up?
No. When I was 15, what are you're like switching it all around.
Get me that plastic surgery. That's what I need.
I'll give you the doctor's name.
What did you look
fantastic.
like before?
When you were 15, you almost screwed your face up, right?
Yeah, a big, huge glass lamp fell on my face when I was 15, and all this part of my face, like, sort of came down. Wow. It was like a horror movie was squirting out. It was really kind of crazy.
Can you imagine if that had really... I mean, you know, let's face it. Hollywood is also a thing of vanity. If you had gotten a face that had been destroyed, no acting career, your whole life would have been different.
Who knows what would have happened? You never know.
Yeah.
It's true. You never know what the hell.
I mean, it's such a freak thing.
Yeah, I'm very lucky because I just happened to move my head like this, so it smashed my face to the left. If I had not moved my head, it would have went like, because it was a huge one of those lawyer lampshades, you know, the green glass, and it fell. It would have hit my esophagus. I would have been dead.
How did this fall on you? Was it installed?
I grew up in a basically, you know, like in Philly, there's a lot. You know, the house I grew up was over 100 years old, and it was the stable of the main house.
Right.
So it's this old stucco where you put a nail in the wall and half the wall comes down.
Right.
So my parents had bought this antique lamp in New Hope, and that's why they felt guilty for years. By the way, it's still, my mother doesn't even want to talk about it. You know, so they hung a lamp above my bed, and my grandparents came in and I threw the sheets over and it knocked the lamp. Ooh. And it just fell right on my face.
Wow.
It was crazy. And I remember walking down the stairs into the kitchen, and my mother, it was almost like that Hitchcock moment where the back of the back comes to the front. She starts screaming, and my grandfather was still alive, who was a cop. It's amazing what certain people do in crisis. I remember he grabbed my head and put it underneath, because he was a cop for 35 years, put it underneath his elbow and took a thing and just got right in the car and drove right to the hospital.
Wow.
It's crazy. It was crazy.
You were embarrassed by where you grew up. You grew up wealthy.
Yeah, absolutely. Relatively speaking, 100%.
You had this big, beautiful home, and it caused you shame in the sense that a lot of your friends didn't have as much.
Oh, no, the opposite.
What do you mean?
No,
you were ashamed to show them.
No, I grew up in a place where I didn't really think about it.
Right.
And then I transferred to private school. And there were people that had huge homes, and they went skiing for the weekends, and they drove cars, and I felt embarrassed. My mother's going to kill me for saying this.
Yeah.
But I actually felt embarrassed for what
that you didn't have enough.
That's right.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
Because you had plenty.
You grew up amazing.
You grew up really well.
But, I don't know if you were like this, but, your priorities are all out of whack. Right. I remember getting arrested when I was 15 years old. And I remember kind of digging that I got arrested.
Did you?
Like you wanted to be a bad boy.
Because I was hanging out with the older kids. They were letting me hang out with them. And so I remember that the cops came into the house, and I was like, and you tried to run away, but I got caught. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. We're at the Doylestown Police Department, but I'm there with like the cool kids.
What did you do?
Just underage drinking.
Oh, okay.
But like I said, yeah, just underage drinking, which prevented me from getting my license for 2 years.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. I couldn't get my license until I was 17, almost 18 years old. But I remember being in the police place, and one of the cool kids, he was being a little belligerent, so they had him handcuffed to the chair, and he was like, "Hey, Bradley." And I was happy he knew my name. I was thinking about all the wrong shit, not the fact that like, oh, maybe I need to rethink what I'm doing here.
Yeah,
he's like, "Bradley, look out!"
Into.
And he's drinking the cops' coffee mugs.
Oh my God, he's being bad at
yeah. And then I'm like, and I'm sitting there going, "Oh, this is cool." Mind you, I probably had like 25 beers in me. Right. And then it's back when you're a kid, you drink. It's crazy what you can drink.
You really did have a problem.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And then my parents come in. My buddy's parents come in, and it was like, the after-school special. It was, then my parents come in with my Lhasa Apso dog. and my mother's like rabbit fur coat.
Did your parents think you were...
No, listen.
Go ahead.
They come in the door, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't look like the cool thing. And then my mom keeps saying to everybody, she's like, where's my son? But Bradley doesn't drink. Bradley doesn't drink. And I'm like, Mom, please, you're embarrassing me. She's like, what?
Yeah, tell everyone I drink.
Tell them I drink.
I would have shit my pants. But, my friends used to do a thing. They would go on shoplifting sprees to see who could...
that I couldn't do. That flipped me out.
It flipped me out. And the game was to see how much you could shoplift, and you count your booty at the end of the day. Well, I felt very challenged. The only time in my life I ever stole anything, I went into a Macy's, and I saw a tie tack. I said, that's the only thing I can steal because it's tiny. Tie tack. When do I wear a tie? And I pocketed the thing.
Right.
And I felt such a sense of guilt that I think I went back and actually put it back, which I could have gotten caught doing that. And I remember my little cousin was with me, and I said, we got to get out of here. This is wrong. And my friends actually got arrested after that incident later in the day, and I was like, oh my God, God is watching out for me because I didn't shoplift.
Yeah.
If my parents had found out I shoplifted,
no, that would have been the end for me.
That would have been it.
Yeah. The idea of underage, you know, I was punished, and I had to change, you know, for like, I wasn't allowed out and all that stuff. But if that kind of thing happened, my father would have went crazy.
Would have killed you.
Would have killed me. And I had the same experience, Howard. I was at I think it was a Wawa. Do you know what Wawa is?
No.
It's like a 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
And I remember I was about maybe after that, with 4 or 5 guys walking in, and all of a sudden they start putting shit in their pockets.
Yeah.
And we walk outside, and I literally, my heart started beating so fast, and we walk outside, and I still remember all of a sudden 2 cop cars come screaming into the thing.
Yeah.
The 2 guys get caught. The guy I'm with leaves me and goes in the car, and the cop cars fly, you know, chasing after them. I literally am about to, like, you know, piss myself.
Right.
The woman comes out and goes, you took, and I was like, what are you talking about? Starts blaming me.
Oh.
And then the cops come in, and he's putting me up against the wall, and then all of a sudden, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And then all of a sudden, you know, they said to check your pockets. I had nothing.
Right.
And then then for some reason she's like, oh no, it wasn't him. All my friends got arrested, and I was like literally I was like blacklisted from my friends because they wanted me to testify that they didn't do it.
Right.
And I remember one of the kids' fathers called. This is, you know, I don't know. Sometimes when you look at your father and you're like, oh, he's the fucking man. Right. I still remember one of the kids' father calls my dad up. Now this is a private school, you know, very white. My father grew up in North Philly. His father was a fireman. Totally different background. You know, even though my family looks like they should be there, not at all. I remember the guy calls my dad. He's like, hey, Charlie, how you doing? He's like, you know, we should, and I was on the phone right next to him. He's like, look, you know, we stick together. So, you know, we want your son to, you know, do the right thing. And I remember just hearing my dad, dude, just like fucking lay this guy out.
Yeah, my father once did something like that too.
And I remember I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
They wanted me to fucking lie and testify. And I remember he was like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Is that why the movie's taking place in Philly? Did you have something to do with that?
No, it was a book by Matthew Quick.
Oh, so it was a coincidence?
I just got lucky.
You know who's in your movie? That guy who's on Boardwalk Empire. He plays your brother.
Do you like Boardwalk Empire?
Yeah, I love it. It's one of my favorite shows.
What guy from Boardwalk Empire?
Bobby
You guys are
Cannavale this
talking
season?
The guy
Dude,
who...
how about Bobby Cannavale this season?
Yeah, oh, it's fantastic.
Oh, he's amazing.
I mean, what about that scene when he punches the priest?
Yeah, it's great.
He's great.
Here's the rest of the money.
He's fantastic.
And then when you do with the belt,
the NXS thing?
It's great. It's great.
Oh, my God.
Now, do you talk to De Niro like this? Is this what you guys do? Or, I mean, I'd be nervous hanging out and being... I can't be friends with De Niro.
Why? I mean, people are nervous around you all the time, but you make them feel comfortable.
How do you get...
when I first met you, I remember I told you this.
Yeah.
I walked in, you know, I was terrified, but I thought the only way people are going to go see this movie is if I go on the Howard... that's my best shot for men to go see this movie.
Right.
So I was worth it. I know he's going to, you know, ask me the craziest questions. And I walked in here and I went, oh, the guy's nice. I could just tell. The same thing with him.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But he's very nonverbal.
Not true, really.
That's just some kind of...
That's just in public.
No, I think it's shy. I think it's just shy.
Do you pinch yourself and go, oh, my God, I'm friends with De Niro?
Bobby D.
I mean, that's a big deal.
Not anymore, because it's been a while.
Right. And when you go to the house, do you sleep over? Or do you just...
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
You wake up with
How many hours do you spend talking to? Like, let's say you talk for a while.
Right.
Then what happens? Like then where do you go to your room?
Yeah, what do you do
Here's
at
what's
the
great
house?
about it. I don't know if we talk. Here's the way it goes down.
Yeah, tell me how to do this.
You sort of never look at each other in the eye. First of all, for example, last night, here's what happened. You sort of say, hey, you sit down at a couch like this, right?
Right.
And then you sort of sit down really comfortable, and you sort of wind up like this. He's sitting here next to you, and you're both sort of looking out
forward.
Forward.
You're not looking at each other.
No.
You're
never.
sitting side by side on the couch.
And then what starts to happen is you start to lean in close because he speaks softly.
He can't hear.
So by the time, and I can't hear anything anyway. So by the time you're 10 minutes in, his face is literally. This was last night. I swear, if you had come to the Greenwich Hotel at 6:30 last night, you would have seen these 2 guys leaning like this. And he goes like this. You know, I don't know. I think you should do this. And, you know, when we did it Once Upon a Time in America. And I'm like, right. Yeah. Can I get another tea? Yeah. And you just, and you do that for like as long as he'll stay.
Do people stop and stay? You're 2 very well-known guys.
No.
I mean, they don't. No one bothers you.
Not one person.
What, is there no light in that hotel? They can't see
it's
who
a dark
it is?
hotel.
So was I being a jerk by leaving your
hotel.
premiere because so many people were... the woman was supposed to walk us to our seats and that I couldn't get in a seat.
Literally, I don't even want to talk about it. It makes me sick.
No. Maybe I was being too much of a jerk. Like maybe
I don't think so. First of all, forget all that. The fact that you would have had to wait till 8:30 is a reason enough for
I'm glad I left.
Yeah, because you go to bed at 9, right?
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Me too, by the way.
Beth goes, don't worry. They'll start the movie at 7:30, and I go, okay, that'd be good. good. And I timed it out. It'll be 9:30. I'm back home. I'm in bed.
The only thing I would have wished is to see it with an audience, because it's a comedy in a lot of ways too.
Yeah, believe me. It's better I see it at home.
It is? Okay.
Yeah,
he doesn't like audiences.
Because the whole time I'm sitting thinking, there's a guy coughing on me. There's a guy doing this.
Yeah.
Do you worry about your looks? Now, don't answer this too quickly.
Okay.
Because your career is really taken off. Did you film Hangover 3?
We're in the middle of it right now.
Where are you doing that?
I just left it. We just did the Vegas stint. So now when I come back, go back to LA on Saturday, and we'll finish the rest of the movie in Los Angeles.
Are you worried Hangover 3 will not be as big as the other Hangovers?
No, God, no.
You don't worry about that?
No.
You've already hit the home run with the thing.
Are you kidding me? The fact that we're doing a third one?
Is that weird to you? Is it weird that it's a trilogy? Because you never expected
I don't know.
that.
Yeah,
I mean...
Yeah, when we were sitting around, and then we're like, should the Asian guy be naked in the trunk? And should his genitals actually flap against my neck? We weren't thinking, and how are we going to close this out in a Lord of the Rings type trilogy?
Same director, same cast. Everyone came back.
By the way, who was a massive fan of yours, Todd Phillips. Massive.
Yeah, I know Todd.
He was so excited that I'm coming here. We were literally 2 days ago. I was in Las Vegas shooting in the desert, and he was like, and he's the coolest guy in the world and the coolest voice. I mean, really one of the coolest guys.
I'm friends with him on Facebook. He never writes me one thing.
Well, I'll tell him. I'm sure he's going to listen this morning. And he just said, Bradley, I got to tell you, he's like, everything else, fuck everything else. The fact that you're going on Howard Stern, I mean, that is just the greatest.
So when he said Hangover 3 to you, was there a moment where you said, hey, maybe I did enough Hangover?
Nope.
Because you say, hey, this put me on the map.
Here's the thing. I'm sure, I think you're the same way. If that guy asks me to do anything, guess who's going to show up in a second?
Because you're grateful that he put you in the first Hangover.
Yeah, and also, it's not like I'm doing this, this generous thing. The guy is fucking talented as hell.
Right.
He's a great director.
Let's mention $15 million
by the way,
payday.
Yeah, well, that's just insanity.
Right.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That sets you up. You can do whatever you want.
By the way, there's no way. This movie, Silver Linings Playbook, The Words, with my buddy from Philly, Hit and Run. I got to do. I mean, I didn't get. That allowed me to do all those movies.
Talk to me about The Words.
Yeah,
I thought it was a great movie.
I know you did, and that meant the world to me.
But I really did. I don't have to kiss your ass.
No, you don't.
I loved that movie, and yet the critics
got fucking eviscerated.
I couldn't believe it.
Oh, it got destroyed.
Were you upset by that?
It was so brilliant.
And your best friend wrote that, and you did him a favor by being in the movie and everything. Was he destroyed?
Yes.
What? Because tell the guy I thought it was great. It was about this guy.
Are you kidding? I read him. We were outside.
A guy who steals somebody else's work and gets famous for it.
I mean,
and the whole dilemma that creates.
Yeah.
I think anytime you talk about in a movie a great piece of writing and then you actually read excerpts of the book is the biggest mistake potentially, because you're listening to the words going, that's not the greatest book.
But are you upset with yourself career-wise for being in the movie?
Absolutely not.
Do you feel like that clouded you? He took advantage of your friendship or anything
God,
like
no.
that?
I had a huge opportunity and I got to do. You even wrote it. You said I'd never seen you do anything like that thus far.
It was terrific.
I was a great role for me to get.
And then when the critics come out and say,
of course,
shitty.
There were a couple. He can't open a movie, and he can't go to this dramatic place, and I got killed.
Did you almost not do this movie because of that review?
I had already done this movie, Place Beyond the Pines, that comes out in March, and Silver Linings Playbook before the movie came out.
I see.
Yeah. So, but I got to say, if I hadn't done let's see. Hopefully, people like Silver Linings Playbook.
Right.
But if I didn't have Silver Linings Playbook coming out, or that I even had done that, been able to work with David O. Russell, and all I had was Hit and Run in The Words, it may have been a different. You know what I mean? It's like all the guy can do is The Hangover.
Were you sorry you did Hit and Run for Dax?
Of course not.
I consider it a success.
It's a huge success.
He made it for $2 million.
For $1.3 million. It winds up $15 million.
Right. It was a small movie.
You and I sat here with him and said, I think 40 at the end of the day. How wrong I was.
Right. Well, yeah. You never know.
Yeah.
So then, do you start to doubt your own career? Do you start to say, "Oh,
well, you've got limited. You're not even or limitless. What?
Limitless. Yeah, but people don't.
They don't count that?
And no. It buys you a certain amount of time. You know what it bought me, Robin? It bought me the ability to do Hit and Run, The Words, Place Beyond the Pines, and Silver Linings Playbook. That's what Limitless bought me. Then if all those fail...
And this Jennifer Lawrence,
yeah,
you're in that movie with her too?
No, I did another movie, Serena, with her right after Silver Linings Playbook that's now being edited.
What's going on with you
What are you,
two?
an acting team?
You're not feeling the chemistry with her?
Honestly, it's like, and I hear you talk about this all the time. You just don't cheat on your wife. It's just the way it is. You know what I mean? It's just that she and I did this movie, Serena, a very dark sexual movie. Nothing, no awkwardness for whatever
reason. No erection during lovemaking scenes?
Well, no. We had this different. You said
you do the dance scene with her in your new movie, Silver Linings. It's very erotic.
No, that's what I'm saying. For some reason, I don't know what it is. We have great chemistry. I feel completely safe with her from the minute I met her, and which you will too if you meet her.
What do you mean safe? Who wants to be safe with her? I'd fuck her brain out.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. Don't you have to be comfortable in order to fuck somebody's brains out?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what she makes you feel comfortable.
Oh, okay.
That's
you mean that? Oh, so there is a vibe.
No, I'm saying that she puts you at ease.
Why wouldn't you fuck her? Is she have a boyfriend?
Yeah, she's a boyfriend.
Oh, she does?
Yeah.
You fucked her. I know you did.
Of course not.
I would
tell
bet
you.
the farm on it.
tell you.
No, you wouldn't. I'm lying.
Swear on God. Swear to God you didn't fuck her.
I swear to God.
Swear to God.
I swear to God.
You did not fuck her.
Not even close. Nothing. Zero.
Wow.
Come on, buddy.
You never thought about it? You never jerked off thinking about it?
What, like Jimmy Carter? I gotta get.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you don't find. Well, you get so much pussy. I guess it doesn't matter.
She's a beautiful woman.
Yeah. I don't get it.
What do you mean you don't get it?
You're
what do you mean you don't get
day after day on the set. You're both these gorgeous-looking people.
You're with Robin. You don't fuck Robin all the time?
Fuck Robin every once in a while just to shut her up. I mean, she begs me for it. Yeah, I fuck Robin. Sure I do. Of course. I would be a shitty partner if I didn't do that. No, but I don't know. It just seems to me like, why not?
Why not? I'll tell you why not. First of all, it would change everything.
And maybe they wouldn't be able to do the next movie together.
But also, it's like she's got a boyfriend who she's in love with, and they have a wonderful relationship. Whatever I have is going on. It's just not even in the cards.
Really? I can't operate like that.
What are you talking about?
You
stop it, Howard.
You're not. I don't believe you. You would fuck this girl
if I wasn't with Beth. If I was, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, you wouldn't give a shit.
I fuck women if they have husbands. I don't care.
Oh, really?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
So if I had a girlfriend and you were single and you're sitting here talking to me and I leave, you would fuck her right away.
Absolutely.
You're son of a bitch.
There's no man code. It's out the window. No, I'm very good. In fact, I'll tell you, when I was young, a friend of mine was banging some, not even banging, was going out with, she came on to me, and I said to him, hey, I think she's coming on to me. Would you mind if I fuck her? And he said, absolutely not. Go ahead. She's a fucking slut. So I said, okay, I will fuck her. And, of course, I fucked her, and she was disappointed, and that was the last I heard of her. But, the way everything goes. But, no, I do subscribe to the man code.
Yes.
I do. I really do. I would not
I don't think he does.
Who doesn't?
Howard. I really don't think you can trust him.
I got to tell you, though.
Oh, really?
I would fuck Jennifer. I would fuck Jennifer.
What do you mean, Robin? Tell me what you mean.
Because I think
is this based on
he's
experience?
so vulnerable to a beautiful woman.
I see.
I think he forgets about other men. I think he forgets.
Not a friend of mine. A friend of mine.
I don't know how.
All right, maybe you're right.
Wow.
Maybe you're right.
Wait, are you serious?
So, seriously, if I was working on a movie, I'll be honest with you, and I'm being straight. I'm not saying this for the air. If I was working with Jennifer Lawrence, I'm not with Beth. I love Beth, and I'm never going to fuck my life up with her by cheating on her. I'm not. I just adore her.
She's wonderful.
So wonderful.
It's ridiculous.
I don't even want you around her because if you fuck her, then
you know what? You know makes her even more wonderful. Right. It's so clear that you're her man.
Yes. And I love that.
By the way, that's the most attractive thing about when a woman is like that.
Yes, and I love that about my relationship with her because I feel secure with her.
Yeah, she makes you feel like that. She makes you feel like a man.
She's everything to me, honestly.
A beautiful woman who makes you feel like a man.
Yes. I would never trade that in.
You'd be an idiot to fuck that up.
But believe me, you trade it in all the time because you get too much pussy. But all right, you're in it. But seriously, I value Beth that much. Yeah. But if I was single and I'm working intensely with Jennifer Lawrence, and she tells me she has a boyfriend, not a husband, I would fuck her. Yeah, I would.
Even if you knew him?
Oh, he could be the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah, but if he was your friend, you wouldn't.
No, I don't think friend comes into it.
If he was a good friend, no.
You're saying no, and Robin's saying that's not true.
Howard, how many good friends do you have?
I'd like to say no, that I wouldn't.
How many good friends do you have?
0.
See?
All right. So,
I don't know what it is, and I hear you, and I see how gorgeous and sexy she is. For some reason, it's not an issue. We can do everything, and I think both of our respective partners don't feel at all insecure the fact that we did 2 movies together, and the second one was very sexual because you
be at the time. You don't think
if she was here right now,
Zoe doesn't get completely overwhelmed? No, amazing. I know my wife is secure in the relationship, but she would not
But
like me.
you can feel energy. If Jennifer was sitting here right here next to me, and we did this whole show together, I guarantee you the next day you wouldn't say to Robin, "Oh, they're fucking."
I felt the energy in the movie between the two.
That's
of you.
what I'm saying is the magical thing. For some reason, that safety, that
you
comfort.
might be gay.
Well, I mean, you got a point.
You might be. You might be, or very
be
evolved.
Slightly gay.
You might be either slightly gay or evolved. I'm not sure which you are.
That is a crazy thing. There's so many gay. It's so crazy. It's like the one thing about the internet. There's so many gay rumors about me being gay. It's crazy.
Well, who was I interviewed?
Crazy.
I interviewed Sir Roger Moore the other day.
The coolest cat in the world. I was on this television show called Alias.
Yeah.
And he came and did 2 episodes.
Well, he was talking. I said to him, "Why is it like there was rumors he was gay? This one was
really?
gay." Yeah. He goes. Every good-looking man in Hollywood is going to be accused of being gay. Part of it.
But did you believe him when he said that Cary Grant wasn't?
He
and
swore
all those
to me.
other people weren't?
He said Cary Grant. I said Cary Grant was gay, right? He goes, "No, he was not."
Oh, I didn't know. Was that the thing that he was gay?
That he was
but
gay.
You know what Cary
yeah.
Grant did do, which I thought was crazy, which I had no idea. He was an acid head.
Yes.
Right.
Huge
Yeah. Loved LSD.
massive.
Yeah.
And love
so
fart jokes.
And so much so that they back in because acid started out as a psychiatric medicine,
right?
And he actually there was like a Women's Digest magazine, the new Cary Grant. He was on the cover, and it was all about how LSD has changed his life.
Yeah, and I remember reading that, going, "LSD changed my life for the worse." Did you ever do it before you stopped everything?
No, the only thing I never did LSD, just mushrooms. I never done actually acid.
Right, but now you're clean and sober.
No, I don't do anything. Yeah,
you go to meetings and stuff.
I don't know.
You don't like talking about it? That means you do.
No.
That means you go to meetings. What do you mean you don't? I don't. You see, that's the other part of your life I don't get.
What?
You know, just this. I know I'm harping on it, but I can't believe that you don't like stepping out with a girlfriend and taking her to some of these exciting things you're involved in.
You know what I love doing? Here. You know,
it's fun.
Here's the thing. No. 100%. There's
going to your movie premiere the other night with Beth actually was fun.
It's beautiful to walk with your woman. Of course,
man.
I love it. By the way,
that's the greatest
I
feeling.
like taking a woman to the movie theater in normal. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I like that too.
Yeah.
No,
it's
you
just
don't.
Well, okay, that I don't like.
But you know, you have to respect the other person, what they want to do too. Do you know what I mean?
So why is she in back? You know, I said this to Chris Martin, who's married to Gwyneth Paltrow. I said, you two never walked the red carpet together. And it dawned on me. She doesn't want to walk with him. And that's bullshit.
Well, that's not what I'm saying at all.
And that's not what she said,
I'm not saying
Howard.
that at all. She said that, Robin.
She said
did?
She said she doesn't want to walk down a red carpet with you?
No, I'm saying what Gwyneth Paltrow said. No.
No. I'm saying about you and Zoe. I don't understand. And by the way, that brings up issues, too. You're a white man. She's black. Did you meet her parents?
I don't,
that's got to be a whole issue. Fucking white boy.
Is she black or Hispanic? I don't know.
believe she's Dominican.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, then there's no issue.
Saldano.
Yep.
Is that why you won't walk the red carpet with her? You're a racist?
That's right.
Oh, my God. I didn't realize.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, well, I like your honesty about that.
Wait, I don't think I said that at all.
No, I like the... So get back to your looks for a second.
No, let's stay on that.
Don't you worry about your looks, seriously. I know it's a bad thing to admit because you're a guy's guy, you know.
I got to tell you, I know this subject I could talk about freely and honestly.
What, Zoe? You won't say a word about her?
No, you just switched it again. You're talking about the looks thing.
Oh, you want to go back to Zoe? No, seriously, your looks. It's an important part of who you are, and you're getting work and all that kind of thing. You're a tremendously handsome man.
Thank you.
I mean, God bless you. You're lucky.
I know. Okay.
You got your hair. You didn't go bald.
True. Very
true. Number one.
Very true.
Number two, you got a nice face. The lamp accident when your mother dropped a lamp on your head on purpose.
Right.
And took up your face.
When your mother threw the lamp at your face.
When your mother disfigured you. You didn't. Thank God you didn't get any kind of weird scars or anything.
Well, I do have I have a massive scar here.
Yeah. Well. I should have that problem.
Yeah.
I'll trade you my face. Yeah. See how much work you get. And so
yeah, you have it rough, bro.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I
starred in your own movie about your life.
Well,
yeah, you're right.
It's a miracle. But seriously, I would be like paranoid to go play sports.
Oh, fuck no. No
really?
way. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I mean,
would you do a boxing match? Like
come on, of course.
You would go to the gym and box.
Not with like a professional boxer and get my head bashed.
You would go to the gym and box and let someone hit you in the face?
That, like my nose would get...
Yes. Of course you would.
Put it this way. I've not ever curtailed my life in any way because I was worried that something was going to mess up my face.
Really?
Never. No.
Even now, when things are so great?
No,
but you don't do things that put your face at risk.
You ride a motorcycle everywhere?
Yeah.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
Maybe.
Look at the life you have. You know how many guys I know who are expert motorcycle riders with pins in their legs or lost their leg?
I know.
You lose your leg, it's over.
I know.
And you're going to be beat. Never ride a motorcycle again. It's the dumbest thing. I
love it so much.
You know what? I love fucking.
What's so great about a motorcycil?
I do it with my wife, but you understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't understand what you're saying.
What is so great about a motorcycle?
It's the worst analogy I ever made. I don't know what I'm saying.
What are you two saying? What is so great about a motorcycle that you can't not ride with?
The wind in his hair. Shave your head. You wear a helmet? You wear a helmet.
Fuck yeah,
of course. Get a fan and sit on the couch and blow air into your face.
Motorcycles that are stationary.
Get a stationary bike with a fan. You'll feel like you're on a motorcycle, and you'll lose weight. You work out a tremendous amount? It looks like you're doing something.
Does it? Oh, man, I'll tell you. Here's what... I don't really have mirrors anywhere. I fucking hate mirrors. And
what?
Yeah, I do. Because but we were in Vegas, and there's fucking mirrors everywhere. And
now I get it.
Why?
Because you are worried about your face. You don't want to. You don't want to see
face,
aging.
But I don't know. I just don't like having mirrors everywhere.
Right.
I grew up in a house of mirrors. There are mirrors fucking everywhere.
Right.
Italian households, mirrors, walls of mirrors. My dining room had a wall.
You're Italian?
Oh yeah, my mother's Italian. Yeah.
Where's this Cooper? Is that a
Cooper's Irish.
Oh,
yeah, my father was Irish, Italian-Irish.
Yeah, right. Go ahead.
And
mirrors everywhere.
Everywhere in my house growing up. Everywhere.
And that bothers you.
Well, it's like you're seeing yourself everywhere.
Yeah, but I mean, look at you.
No,
I would be happy to see myself.
Look, the bottom line is I've never, besides this People magazine thing that happened last year, I've never, ever been burdened in my life by being the guy who's too handsome, ever. And
in high school, never, right?
No,
you were a douche in high school.
I mean, that's kind of harsh.
Oh, were you a douche?
A douche?
Yeah. I was a douche.
I mean, I don't know what a douche is.
You want to know what a douche is?
Yeah, tell me.
Right. It's a guy who's not a nerd.
Okay.
Nerd would have been cool.
That would have been very cool, by the way, especially when you're older.
I was the guy who walked around and no one even knew I was in the high school. Like, that's a douche.
First of all, how tall were you? So that's not true.
I was like an invisible giraffe. That's how I remember myself.
Just one of the, like, wavering.
Did you date in high school?
Yeah, I had a great girlfriend in high school.
You see?
Yeah. But I was not Mr. Cool. I was not the best athlete. I was not the best student. And I didn't really have a group. And maybe that's why I love acting, because I was sort of watching everything.
Did that girl in high school break up with you?
No, she's still a great friend of mine, actually.
Is she like she's eating her heart out over you?
No, not at all. She's an amazing
Would you be aware of the fact that she's eating her heart?
Absolutely. We were in touch. I'm literally
married?
Oh, to a beautiful man, and they have 2 great kids. And, yeah, no, she's
still hot?
She's like Beth. She's like, oh yeah, she's beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like,
She broke up with you?
I can't remember. I don't know. I
don't think people break up with you.
We went out for so long. We went out all through college. It was a mistake.
She's probably still in love with you.
No.
I'm telling you. The new movie, by the way, is called Silver Linings Playbook. I suggest you...
Opening when?
It opens. What's today?
Select
Wednesday?
theaters this Friday.
Yeah, and then a little bit wider the following Friday, and it's going to be a platform release.
Why a platform release? Are they
because
afraid?
That's the way to go. No. It's that kind of movie. You know, you look what's coming out now. You have Skyfall. You have Red Dawn, which you pumped the hell out of 10 minutes ago.
Right.
Is it really that good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, they're a dear sponsor of mine. Yeah. No, it really is. I watched the whole thing. I
like that Chris Hemsworth a lot, actually.
He's good.
Very good.
Yeah. He's good. Not as good looking as you.
And then you got Twilight coming out. I mean, these fucking titans.
So they try to figure out.
So you just, you say, look, the best way to market this movie is to watch the movie.
Right.
You know, because it's a hard movie to sort of talk about. You know what I mean? Because
why are you doing these small movies? Why not with Hangover?
Let me finish.
Yeah.
So I think the idea is you show the movie and people see it and hopefully talk about it, and then that's what happened with The Hangover. Do you think people? I mean, how do you market The Hangover with 3 the guy from Wedding Crashers, some heavyset stand-up comic, and the guy from The Office?
Is that how it happened? They opened it up small. The Hangover.
Pretty small. I think it didn't hit #1 until the 3rd weekend. It's like Argo.
Is that right?
Yeah. It had a long run. Same thing with Wedding Crashers.
That's very unusual, in today's market.
Yes, very unusual.
In movies now, they say...
No, it's like if you don't open opening weekend, you're done.
That's it.
Yeah.
They say 50% drop-off a lot of time.
King's Speech opened. Do you remember that movie?
Yes.
That opened to 11 theaters for like 10 weeks.
What
and
a great
it wound up
movie.
making like $197 million.
Colin Firth.
Great movie.
Yeah, great movie.
Tom Hooper.
Right.
Director, yeah.
You watch a lot of movies?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you kidding?
Do you almost have to be a great actor?
No, I love movies. I love movies. I love great television. I mean,
when they had the premiere the other night, do you sit there and watch the whole movie?
Yeah, but I executive produce this movie, so I've seen the movie literally about 9,000 times because you're in the editing room.
Is it still thrilling to see yourself up on a big screen?
I love this movie so much. You know, I forget that it's even me, to be honest with you. I look at the movie, and that's a blessing.
Why do so many actors say, I can't watch myself?
I don't know. I don't know. Well, here's the first. It depends on how you're watching it. If I watch it sometimes, and I go, how the fuck do I get, like, how are people, like, they're going to realize, like, I look, like, I don't hold the screen. Look at this other actor. It's like...
So you're insecure.
That way I look like, oh, I'm not compelling. And then I just have to put that away. You know, we're not handsome. And then I just go, let's look at the story. How do we tell the story in the best way? And then it's fun.
So the answer is you do worry about your looks.
No, I wouldn't say I'm not even talking about looks. I'm not even talking about looks. I'm talking about, like, is it compelling? Can this fucking guy help tell this story?
Can I hold the audience's attention?
You know, exactly.
Am I boring here?
That's right.
Wow.
That's normal, isn't it?
At what point do you yell at Zoe for not coming to the premiere? Honestly.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. How come I don't even see you out on dates or anything?
Well, you never see me. What do you mean? What do you mean when you're out and about
in the magazines. How do you avoid that?
I don't go out much.
Wow, I wonder what's going on there.
What do you mean, what's going on there?
I mean, you don't see you low key. I
am low key. Yeah, I like my privacy.
Where do you live? You live in New York?
I live in Philly.
You live in Philly? How can you be a movie
no wonder I don't see you. Who the fuck lives in Philly? I mean, you got a career going on. What do you mean you live in Philly?
I live in Philly. We still have the house I grew up in, and then I live in Los Angeles as well.
Are you slated to play opposite Beyonce in a remake?
Nope.
Would you fuck Beyonce if you had the opportunity? That's the answer. That's the answer I'm looking for. The answer is no, because you subscribe to the man code and she's a married woman. Yeah, absolutely. You've never fucked a married woman. Be honest.
No,
you're making me look like I'm the schlub.
Have you fucked a married woman? Let's not go there. Let's not
talk.
No, he told us before.
No, be a gentleman.
No, let's not talk about that.
It's nothing I would be proud of to admit.
No.
But he did admit it.
Who did?
Howard.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
When? Earlier in this segment?
He's told us that he screwed married women.
I've screwed up in life.
Well, you know what? And let's just
it was a mistake. And I'm going to tell you something. There's nothing to be proud of there. No. But you've done it too.
I don't think we should talk about it.
Well, I already kind of did. You kind of threw me under the bus.
Who did? Robin did. I didn't. I said, let's be gentlemen.
I'm trying to open you up, Brad.
You have. You just tell me you've broken the man code as well.
Let me say this.
Go ahead.
Which we both can agree. You learn lessons in life, and then you know that's how you learn them.
So okay.
So you now know that it's wrong.
Read between the lines. You're set to star alongside Emma Stone in an upcoming Cameron Crowe movie. Nice.
Yeah.
Now
you like him?
Oh yes.
Love Cameron
he's
Crowe.
amazing, right?
This will be amazing.
Yeah, I'm
and
really.
Emma Stone, very attractive.
But she's just another one like Jennifer Lawrence. I don't know where these actresses are popping out of, but you meet them and they're just kind of they're just magical.
No plans to fuck Emma Stone when you work with her?
Absolutely not.
Wow. Boy, you're more evolved than me.
That's not true. You would be the same way.
No.
You just talked about the man code. What are you talking about?
Oh, is she married?
I think she isn't. She married?
Who knows?
I don't know.
I probably wouldn't ask. That's how I
get around it. I think
don't ask, don't tell.
Isn't she married to Spider-Man?
I'll tell you how on a roll, women-wise, you are. There's a story that Adita Von Teese,
totally untrue,
hit on you, and you snubbed her.
Yeah. Not only did that not happen, I was in Las Vegas shooting The Hangover when they said we were in. I mean, it's so
it's a lie.
A complete lie. I never even met her, nothing. I was at a New Year's party last year, and I saw this woman.
Where do you go to a New Year's party?
Some guy's house somewhere.
Not De Niro.
Nope.
No, he would not be fun New Year's, I don't think.
He'd be great.
Yeah. To get back to that, like, teach me. Because I'm so uptight, I can't really be good friends with anyone because
that's such
I couldn't
bullshit.
even go
Aren't
over
you
their
friends
home.
with Dax and Jimmy Kimmel?
Yes, that's true. Yeah, they come over the house.
Yeah.
But I talked to them for 5 minutes and then I dismissed them.
And is that because you don't like people, or is it because you have 4 hours on the radio every morning and you're done?
No, I like people, but I'm awkward. And if I was at De Niro's house,
but you're not awkward right now. You mean like if there's not a microphone and a thing?
Yeah, and how long could we keep this up at my house? You know what I mean? And then what do we do after we let's say I have a conversation with you at my house. We have an intense half hour, let's say.
But let me ask you this: what
do we do afterwards?
Let me ask you this: do you like being just around other people? Meaning, like,
no.
Do you have to talk? Okay, here's
like a waste of
time. Here's the great thing about Bob that I like. I actually like sometimes just being in the presence of a friend. You don't have to think about shit to say.
But I would like to do that too.
Yeah, and that's what I do with him a lot.
So would you watch a football game with him?
No, we don't really. I never. But you just sort of sit there and hang out. And
do you not? What do you mean hang out? I swear to you, I'm not bullshitting you. Yeah. I don't understand what that means. Hang out.
You just sort of sit there. I mean, it's his rhythm, and you sort of adapt to his rhythm. And you.
Doesn't he feel pressure to talk to you?
It's amazing.
He'll sit there.
It's amazing.
You know, when I was a kid growing up, my mother and I had almost an umbilical cord. We constantly talked. There's a constant conversation.
Me and my mother, too.
And I'm uncomfortable being with someone in a room being quiet.
It's a hell of a thing to get used to.
Like Beth has taught me that Beth can be quiet.
Right.
And I used to think she didn't love me because she was quiet. And then I realized, I don't know how to do that. So it feels like a lot of pressure to be with a person.
But then once you let that pressure pass, then you get into like a zone about it.
So you and Bobby D will sit there at the couch.
And not say stuff.
And not say stuff.
That's right. and you'll sit there for maybe 2 minutes, and then all of a sudden he'll say something, and then you're
because he feels pressure to say something.
No, not at all. No.
See, that's what hanging out is, Howard. When there's something to say, you
don't you
say
have to have
it,
an activity?
and when there's nothing to say, you don't.
I don't know you that well at all, but I feel like maybe you're transitioning into a different part of your life that you're going to start.
You've
been very nice to me. The fact that you made an effort to go to that movie is very, it's a big thing. You know what I mean? Maybe something's happening.
I think something is happening.
I think so. You guys think so?
Yeah, I'm trying
They're like,
to
what?
be...
Good morning?
No, those guys I never talked to.
Jesus Christ, those guys are slick.
That's the opposite of the best-looking people in the world.
I just scared the shit out of that guy.
I'm just wondering if I could hang out and not talk. Even with Jimmy, when he comes over, we talk.
Right. But he's a talker, isn't he?
And then Jimmy leaves.
But isn't he a talker?
Yeah, but no, we've hung out.
Oh, you have done this?
For like 20 minutes at a time, and then like he'll go off with his girlfriend, his fiance, and then they'll go fuck or whatever they do in their room.
That guy's career is through the roof, huh?
Jimmy's doing great.
He's going to move to the main slot.
Yeah, you see, I backed him when he was a loser.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to talk to him. But, what do I know? Hey, listen, the movie is called, what time is it? Am I holding you too long?
No, I can say it for 8:40.
You're having a good time, right?
7:47? Yeah.
Yeah. See Bradley Cooper in Silver Linings.
Can we talk about Chris Tucker for a second? Did you like him in the movie?
He barely had a part, though, I felt.
Well, I agree. There should have been more of him. But I thought what he did, the guy hasn't made a movie in 10 years.
Yeah, why?
He's just made a stand-up album, whatever he was doing.
Right.
The guy had it made. He was
on top of Hollywood.
For,
What was his big movie?
Rush Hour.
Rush Hour 1 and 2. How many were there?
Well, I think there were 3.
He put on some weight, I guess.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he looks like a bigger guy now.
He's a big guy.
I think he's filled out.
But not in the bad. He looks like a man.
And I thought he did a wonderful job in the movie. But
I thought he was really great.
I didn't get a sense that he was in the movie all that much.
Right. Well, I mean, it wasn't the biggest role in it, but it was pretty. It was pretty cool to have him back there. I don't know if you ever saw the movie Dead Presidents, and Jackie Brown.
Yeah.
But he's great.
Jackie Brown.
I think he's a funny guy.
Yeah, he's a very.
I thought he was very moving in this performance.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought that was a cool thing.
Let's hang out. Let's not talk about anything.
Okay, great.
We'll hang right now.
Your viewers will love it.
Teach me how to hang. This is torture.
Well,
I don't understand.
We're looking at each other. We can't look at each other.
All right.
You can't look at
me. First of all,
I don't want to sit next to you. Oh man, that's weird. I don't like hanging out.
Wait,
I like an activity.
Give it a chance.
Should I read a paper? Well, let me read. I'm going to read this paper while we hang out. Okay?
Then that's
do
not
whatever you
hanging
want.
out.
Well, I'm not supposed to look at him. You're having a good time? Are you? Because I feel like you're miserable.
No, I'm loving it. But you know what starts to happen?
What?
You start to hear I just inhaled. This starts to happen. Here's what starts to happen with Bob, right? We'll be sitting there, and then it'll be like this a little bit.
Yeah.
You start to hear.
And what does that mean to you?
I kind of love it.
You do?
Yeah.
To me, it's like Barney Fife going, yeah. Like you guys play a guitar, do something.
I don't really know how to do that.
Was your experience hanging with me just now? Is it better with me than with De Niro, or was
absolutely?
It was.
They're the greatest.
It was more comfortable.
What do you want me to do? Yeah.
Wow.
I stay here all day.
It's fantastic. Oh man, I hate hanging out. Are you bringing the Elephant Man to Broadway?
Let's hear. Let me see. Let's do a little Merrick.
What?
Do a little John Merrick again.
You do a little Elephant Man for me.
You do it. You do it for me again.
No,
Come on. Please.
Last time you didn't do it.
I'm not going to do it.
Are you bringing Elephant Man to Broadway?
Yeah. You going to come see it?
You were in Yeah.
Are you going to laugh your ass off?
I'm going to laugh
and not be able to talk to me afterwards?
Well, first of all, you're the world's greatest looking guy, and You're the Elephant Man. You don't wear any prosthetics. You don't wear any makeup.
Which is what is cited in the script, in the play. Nobody can.
Yeah, that's been the tradition.
Yeah, Bernard Pomerantz, the guy who wrote the play, says in the beginning there can be no prosthetic makeup whatsoever.
When you saw me do Elephant Man.
Yes.
Did you were you inspired by my performance? I'm being serious.
Do you remember what? I don't know if you remember. I remember when you did it when you were trying to buy his bones away from Michael Jackson.
Right.
Back in the early 90s.
Yes.
And you did it on air.
Yes.
Yeah, and I had seen the movie 7 years before, and I thought, well, he just nailed it.
So you're going to play Elephant Man on Broadway?
Yeah.
When is that going to happen?
We're going to do it hopefully the spring of 2014. That's the hope.
So you've got your whole schedule worked out through 2014.
Yeah, I mean, look, anything can change, but that's the only way it really works is you have to play.
Are you afraid to play Elephant Man on Broadway because it can interrupt your film career?
Absolutely not.
What if you get a bad review doing it?
What are you going to do?
You don't care.
You got to take
a risk.
This is the thing that the conceit of the play, and this is why he says no makeup. You walk out on this. It's pretty cool.
Right.
You walk out on stage as yourself, and what Merrick did, this guy Joseph Carey Merrick, this guy Treves, took him from a Carney exhibit,
right?
Brought him to a medical examiner seminar, which is very much like a theater,
right?
And then the guy's standing there. Oh shit!
Yeah, go ahead.
The guy's standing there, with his loincloth. This guy, John Merrick, Joseph Merrick, and then he just basically said, "So he had this problem," as if he was not even a human.
Right. Right.
So the way he does it in the play is you, the actor, stand there like this, and then a scrim comes down with the real photograph of
the
Merrick.
guy, yeah.
So the audience member goes, okay, this guy is this guy. That's what you have to use your imagination.
All right,
for the
so
rest
let me
of the
hear
play.
you do it.
Well, hold on. And then you start to transform
into the guy
as he's talking about the guy.
Oh.
So by the time he gets to the end of it, he comes over, and then you're Merrick. So you actually, your preparation is on stage.
You evolve into Merrick.
Yeah, in like 50 seconds. And then the rest of the play, you're that guy. So that's why you can't do any prosthetic.
Let me hear your Elephant Man.
I can't do it. I can't do it right
Bullshit.
now.
You're an actor.
I'll do it for you off
no, what my audience
you don't
wants
give
to
a
hear.
shit, yeah.
Let's do Dueling Elephant Man. I'll start. We'll play the banjo music.
Wait,
I'm going to start
banjo music?
Like in Dueling...
no, that's Deliverance, bro. That's a whole different movie.
I'll start with mine, and then you duet with me.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Here we go. I'll start.
No, I'm not going to do it.
No, you're going to do it.
I'm not, Howard.
Don't be a bullshit artist.
No,
why won't you do it?
Here's why.
It's your role.
Here's why.
Yeah.
It's really simple. The guy, and you're going to make fun of me.
Of course I am.
Yeah, but the guy, he was a real guy.
Right, a tortured guy.
And I just feel like...
No, he can't do it because then he couldn't go back to Robert De Niro. Because Robert De Niro would never do Taxi Driver for anyone.
Right, yeah.
Oh, is that true? I don't know. Is that true? I don't know if he did. I mean, he did...
All right, I'll give you a choice. Either you do it or talk about fucking a married woman. You got a choice. You got to do one or the other.
No.
Come on.
No, wait, no.
What do you mean no? There's no no. This is show business. You're on a talk show. Talk about something. We're not hanging out.
Oh, Jesus.
This is what hanging out with Howard is like, torture.
I'll do the famous line.
Let me just see you do a little bit again.
Oh, so it's all right for me to do it.
You love doing it.
All right.
Depends on the craziest of others. Thank you. Thank you.
Go. Now you go. Go. Your turn. Come on, man. Come on. Don't be a pussy. Come on. And talk about fucking Jennifer Lawrence. Talk about it's your turn.